ready for another lesson?
There we go. Problem solved, folks. Let's kick it off. You know what we need to get us hyped?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That does that every time, baby. Every time. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Back Row Banter, your favorite casual movie talk podcast. I am one of your hosts, Adam Schwartz, and on today's episode, we got in the news. Netflix is all over the news this week. 3 news stories, all involving Netflix. For trailer talk, we got a new Loki trailer, which we're all, I think, excited to talk about. We'll get to the new to streaming, another light week. We'll get to what we're watching, and then our main review for the episode, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. But before we get to any of that, I don't have a new name for you, Nathaniel. I forgot to change your name.
Oh, dear.
You don't want to be called, should I say the Cadaver Man? I know you don't want to be called that anymore.
We'll come up with something. Let's come up with something now. What's something catchy? What's the first thing that's on your mind?
I want to go with MC Nathaniel Gingrich. You were kind of throwing up some tunes before pod, man.
Oh, that's true. It's true. We could do our DJ.
Yeah,
DJ Nizza.
DJ Nizza
like
Gingrich.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
We'll go with DJ Nizza.
Lit.
All right. Also joining us is the future face of Twitch, Tyler Dallas. I still like that one. I like it.
I'm always down. I honestly don't like you. Call me whatever you want.
I think we should create a hashtag out of that, but we'll shorten all of it.
Yeah.
So it'll be
FFT.
Yeah. FFT. That's not bad.
Yo, what up? My name is FFT.
Or FOT.
Yeah, that's what I want to be.
Like
Fot. I'm the Fot of Twitch.
Future face of Twitch.
Yeah. And rounding out the squadron is Baby Blake.
Oh, well,
Big Baby Blake.
we'll take that.
What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Yeah,
I didn't want to do Big Bird Blake a third week in a row because we only mentioned it like
I
once.
literally just picture you in a big old like yellow feather covered costume with like long ass orange socks on.
Funny enough, when I was in Boston with 2 of my friends, and one of them played basketball. At
Yeah,
the
of
school I
course.
went to. So he's a taller guy, and we were walking to like a brunch place we were going to go to in the morning, and there were some people doing some construction outside. And me and him were walking together, and he was like this most super East Coast like accent ever. He might have been like Irish or something as well. It was just really funny. He had like no teeth in his mouth.
Yeah.
Super funny guy though. And he was like, "Hey, look, it looks like Big Bird." But I think he was referencing my friend. You know what I mean? He's even bigger than I am.
Yeah.
But it was funny as hell. So now
That is funny.
that you mentioned that, yeah.
He's like, you know me? You listen? You listen to the pod?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I'm famous as shit.
We're global, man.
If only you had
You
your
could just
Huppaconch
tell
on,
you
dude.
just from the head on the episode
fucking know that
podcast.
guy, man.
It's like, oh shit.
I guess that's right. I mean, unless you looked at your
Yeah,
Instagram, there's really no way to look or get an accurate.
Yeah, it
picture
could
of
be
our faces.
anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Based off
Yeah,
our
we gotta
logo.
go. If listeners want to see what we look like, they really got to go out of their way.
That is true. Were you guys
We're good.
Sesame Street fans? Speaking of Big Bird, I was thinking about this after last week.
When I was a kid, yeah.
I mean, not that I can really recall. My mom always tells me a story of I wanted a Tickle Me Elmo, as every kid did.
Sure.
In 97 or whatever
Yeah.
it was, you know what I mean? And I just remember my mom telling me I gave her fits when I didn't get it.
Oh, really?
So,
Oh man, I just missed the Tickle Me Elmo face
sure,
by
yeah.
like a year or a year or two, but I love Sesame Street.
I'm old. I was never part of the like big Sesame
sure.
Street push.
Yeah.
I was a big VeggieTales guy.
Oh yeah, we had VeggieTales.
I like VeggieTales, yeah.
Yeah.
My cousin watched that a lot.
Bob and Larry.
Honestly, like I
You were raised on like WWE and action films.
kinda. I mean, my dad liked WWE, but like, I
just
don't-
picture Justin. I'm not referencing your dad there.
No, yeah, I don't know. I never really had like Magic School Bus was pretty
Yeah,
like
there you go.
like
Yeah.
that was like an
didn't have, like,
educational
Arthur?
cartoon. It was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really in. I got like fucking like the peak of Nickelodeon. I got like Rugrats.
Okay.
Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, obviously, I was
fucking Rocket Power.
Rocket Power is awesome,
Bro, like I
lot of
had
people sleep
so
on
much
Rocket
of that
Power.
stuff in my life.
It's time for Rocket Power to make a resurgence.
Rocket Power's dope.
Let's start that now.
Yeah, Rocket
10
Power is
cartoon
fucking
show.
sick, man.
What's Rocket Power?
Oh,
boy.
God.
It's like
Oh, no.
a group of friends. They're like skateboarders.
They're all extreme sports. It was like
Yeah.
surfer. They
Yeah.
lived on a beach and they were all surfers, or they lived on a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was a brother
they
and
were
a
all like
sister.
neighbors. They went to school together. They were
Yeah.
all really good friends.
But they
yeah,
were all really good at like hockey, skating,
Yeah,
skateboarding,
their
surfing.
main-
their
Yeah.
main thing was like street hockey. They were a team.
Gotcha.
No, but I think that then doesn't Otto become more of a skateboarder? And like
well,
Reggie's the
they
best
all
surfer.
do. Yeah, I mean, they all have like these cool little things that they're good at, but they each are particularly okay in everything.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
guys
like the
remember
kids
this
have like a
way more than I
vert
do.
ramp in their backyard.
Yeah.
The
What was the place?
I love Tito.
Tito's the
Dude,
best.
yo, Tito's the shit, brother. He reminds me of
Max Holloway?
no, Gibraltar in Apex Legends.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can see
Like, that's
that
my
for
Tito,
Sure. Yeah, I can
you know?
see that for sure.
Like,
So-
Google Rocket Power, bro. Check,
Are they
pull it up.
Hispanic?
All right, I'll pull it up.
I think they're
Half,
meant to
I
be and like Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Because, I mean, their dad's definitely white. Ray.
Yeah.
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 Ray Rocket. Is it the Rocket Shack? Is that was
Yeah.
the joint?
Yeah.
They always say we're going to get some grub.
Yeah. Dude, that show's fucking sick.
Wikipedia describes it as 4 young friends share an action in extreme sports in the animated town of Ocean Shores, California. Otto Rocket, his sister Reggie, and their pals Twister and Sam excel at just about
Twister.
everything excel at just about every aggressive sport you can imagine.
Yeah.
Whether it's skateboarding, mountain biking, or surfing, together these kids are up for anything.
Dude, we pretty much
Nope.
hit that on the fucking head. We probably wrote that.
Great show, man. Great show.
Tyler and I just black out
It's kinda
drunk
looks like-
editing the Rocket Power Wikipedia page.
I'm seeing some images of this. This looks a lot like Rugrats.
Very similar. The
Could be the
animation
same
style's
animation
similar,
studio, yeah.
Definitely
Their
the same
hair
style
as well.
animation.
I can see
Yeah.
that.
But like it's a different age group, obviously.
Yeah.
Just fucking like talking babies, which don't get me wrong,
There's-
still fucking epic.
Yeah.
But
There was a game on PS2.
Oh, I had
Rocket
the
Power,
I had the
Boots
game.
Bandits.
I had the
I
game.
don't think I've ever even touched that before.
It's not good, but I had it.
Sure. Yeah.
Actually, I had the Game Boy Advance version of it. But do you remember? Do you remember when Nintendo built that little dock that you could put under your GameCube
Yeah.
and play your Game Boy Advance
Yeah.
games on your screen?
Yeah.
So I had that, and I remember like beating the Rocket Power game on
TV.
on the
Fuck
TV on my GameCube.
my
yeah.
most memorable moment with my GameCube is Lord of the Rings.
Dope.
I mean,
They were
yeah,
insane.
number
Lord of the
one.
Rings
They were
games.
insane.
Those are
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, they're
Bro.
awesome.
Everybody
Yeah, they're
that
great.
I am a fan, like I'm part of like different Facebook groups. One of them is Lord of the Rings, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, I still use Facebook.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're showing our age
Yeah,
there.
I'm fucking 30. Suck it. But yeah, I used to like you'll see so many threads of that. Everyone's like remake this game, remake this
Oh, it's
game,
incredible.
remake this game.
Yeah.
They really should. They really should. It's so good.
Oh,
Or like
man.
do all of them together. You could easily do that
yeah,
nowadays.
with the file spaces that
Yeah.
are available, it'd be insane.
and the
Yeah, you
sizes
could.
of games now.
Do like 2, 3, and the third age. Like
Yeah.
all on one.
It'd be like
Awesome.
100 gigs and
Yeah.
still be smaller than Call of Duty.
Oh, it
Yes.
would be, it would be way less than 100 gigs. I'm sure you could get all 3 of those remastered at like 50 gigs.
Yeah, my big GameCube game was gonna be Simpsons Hit and Run. Man.
Ah, classic
Yeah.
too.
That,
That's
like,
good.
That was an incredible game.
That takes me back, dude. When I see gameplay of that on YouTube, it's just like
It's
Yeah.
that and Godzilla Destroy All Monsters.
we talk about that all the time. That actually funny enough-
PlayStation was like Tony Hawk.
Oh,
Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Yeah.
did you guys ever play Dave Mirror BMX?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I love that game.
What was the other game? Oh, Twisted Metal.
Yeah,
Twisted
for
Metal was a good one.
Bro.
That's the clown.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like the-
We're
yeah.
on a fucking tangent
Yeah,
right now.
All right, but let's get back on track.
Yeah, let's get into the news here. Our first news story of the day is a bit of a follow-up on a news story reported on last week. Knives Out sequels, the Whodunit behind Netflix's $469 million power play. So I think it was Nathaniel who was asking kind of the logistics of the deal, the price tag that was put on it. It looks like it's going to be about, for 2 movies, $469 million.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
But
and it looks like
that's
Daniel
probably
Craig
about
and-
right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Daniel Craig and Ram Bergman are both set to walk away with about $100 million each.
Who'd you say? Who's the second one?
Ram Bergman.
I'm not familiar with
I don't know who that is.
That's who. Let me see. That's who's mentioned in the story. I believe it's the producer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, producer.
Excuse me. Cool. So you said that was Daniel Craig's gonna get $100 million for this?
Yeah. That's what
How much do you think he's been made for Bond?
Oh, I'm sure I could find that out.
I bet he's really rich.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If he's making 100 M's off this, I mean, off Bond, he's had to.
Tons of money.
I bet he's
It'd be hard
really
to say
rich, but you
500
just
million,
you
'cause
you
that's
just
a
never
huge
really hear
figure.
about it though,
Yeah.
right?
Dude, he's probably anybody that I talk to on a regular basis. That's the Bond that most people know.
Sure, nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in, which is, part of all of those like series. If you're
Sure.
a Bond, you're a Bond for a long time.
Yeah.
A long time.
Well,
When's-
except for
when's
the
the
guy that
first
was
one?
like one, and then Dalton only had two, but the
Everybody
main
else,
guys,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Connery.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
both of
don't-
them just threw out my
yeah.
head. Brosnan is the other one,
Yep.
and then
Pierce.
Roger Moore.
Yep. Yeah. The one person I know that's like a massive fan of anything that has to do with 007 is my cousin Tess.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my uncle is he's a lawyer, so he loves like, anything that has like little games and stuff like that in there, and like 007's the first. So
Yeah.
he's been watching them for ages,
Sure.
and that's like kind of like what she grew up on.
Sure.
So she loves them. They have like the big box sets that are like
Yeah.
$400
Yeah.
of like
Mhm.
everything. Yeah, it's cool.
I love. Yeah.
Now, do you guys like the Jason Bourne
Yeah.
film series?
okay.
I honestly never really got into them.
I mean, Bond totally ripped him off when Casino Royale came out, but that's
Yeah.
kind of like what Bond does.
I
too,
don't
at the same
know.
time.
I don't know what was
Orange
around
Trilogy.
at that time to where I was like, I don't want to see that. There's like this other movie's better.
Yeah.
And I just never really got attached
The
to it.
first one's really good.
Yeah,
all-
Identity's
yeah.
easily the best
Yeah.
one in my opinion.
Definitely.
I couldn't find an exact number on how much he's made because I don't know how often those things are disclosed. But an estimate is his net worth as of 2020 is 160 million, and it's assumed that about 85 million of that is from the Bond films.
Well, it just grew by another 100. So
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
Doubled.
Knives Out, man.
yeah,
I guess
two
it
of
did
them.
good though.
I think it actually did really well.
I could see that
Yeah.
for sure.
It
I
did.
think
It had a
came out around
$40 million
holidays and
budget.
everything.
It doesn't say in the story how much it actually grossed.
Right.
But it's something they oh, I'm sorry, hang on. I think it's saying a 311 million globally for Knives Out.
All right, so that's what 5 times its
Yeah.
budget.
Yep. Another thing that the story mentioned is that one of the reasons that Johnson went with Netflix to make these sequels is that they're giving them basically complete creative control.
Oh, yeah, I'm
they
sure.
are completely hands off of the project, which is I think good because when you give someone like Rian Johnson the creativity to do whatever he wants with something he created with this Knives Out IP, I think it's gonna set up for some really good sequels.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
All right. Well, until we get the Knives Out sequels, we will also be getting Sony's feature films coming straight and exclusively to Netflix after their theatrical releases.
Yeah,
So
I
Netflix
heard about
has-
this.
Yeah, Netflix has grabbed the streaming rights to Sony's feature films beginning in 2022. So after their theatrical run, they will be streaming exclusively on Netflix.
That's a big play for them.
I think it's a
It is a
smart
huge
move.
play.
I think it's a huge move
Yeah.
because
think
Sony
it's a very
struggles
smart
in certain things, and to be able to have Netflix basically pay you out and vice versa, Netflix is obviously running some halfway decent stuff on their own.
Right.
So if you give them more money, and especially a company backing like Sony, like you're able to dump a lot of bit more money into some things.
Yeah, and I think too, it's just I'm happy to see Sony not like creating their own streaming network or something instead,
Yeah.
like recognizing that like
Sure.
Netflix is already there. There's not really
Established as
a
shit.
thing, yeah, and just like yeah, go for that. I
And
think
just how we were talking about like Disney possibly taking over subscription numbers on Netflix, like this is going to pull a lot more people into keeping their Netflix or getting Netflix again.
the other side of this, which just occurred to me, is that Sony now technically owns both Crunchyroll and Funimation. So, and Netflix has been making a huge push into anime,
massive
in the last few years.
Originals
So
and everything.
I bet you they're going to market this as like the anime network as well too.
That's a good
If they
flip
can,
side.
if they can get those rights over from Funimation.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sorry,
I
but
don't know the details of the deal.
yeah, I mean, I think they technically like own them. I don't know. I don't know what it is altogether,
Okay.
but yeah,
They definitely have a say in a lot of stuff now.
yeah, which would be interesting. Obviously, films not being TV or anything like that altogether, but cool. I think this is a win-win on most rounds there. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Spider-Man.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. It's already confirmed that the Into the Spider-Verse sequel will be coming straight to Netflix.
Wow.
Yeah.
But this is kind of the HBO Max version. Like this, it seems like they're following the HBO Max model, and that like as soon as they're done with their theatrical run, it goes straight to Netflix. Or something
which
like
I
that.
like a lot. I think that's way smarter than having any kind of gap window. I think if once it's out of theaters, you can't lose anything from sending it straight to the viewers to
It's
go
gonna
and watch.
cut down on pirating.
Yeah.
The
other thing
guys.
Or go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry, and I cut you off earlier too. I'm sorry about that as
Okay.
well.
You're
But
right,
I was
you're right.
just going to say, do you remember the days of when it would just be, it would be the movie came out and then 6 months later you got a VHS or a DVD, you know?
Yep.
And that window just got shorter and shorter, and now it's just gone, you
Instant.
Yeah.
Kids got it so good these days.
They don't even know.
We used to have to wait so long.
We used to have to rewind our movies.
Well, because the other like your parents don't want to spend that money or the time to take you to the movie theaters a second time, so you don't get to go see movies two times in a row in 1 week.
Oh, if you're
unless you're an adult.
If you're Nathaniel Gingrich and your parents would just drop you off at the movie theater to go multiple times to movies.
Call me when you need to be picked up.
Yeah, using my hard-earned dog poop picking up her money from the neighbors.
Yeah, no,
That wasn't you?
not in my house.
Oh, sorry.
It's a treat.
I'm with Ty on
Do you
that.
guys think we'll see more deals like this between streamers and production companies?
I hope so. I genuinely think it'd be good for them, and like again, I'm happy that like not everyone's making a streaming service
Yeah,
and just
Yeah.
using
Yeah,
those
like
established names.
Paramount Plus.
Yeah, thanks. That'll never happen.
Yeah.
Great guys, great job, well done.
I would genuinely rather pirate it. Like,
Yeah, I think it's interesting that Sony paired up here, and I think we'll definitely see more of that, as I think the pandemic has shown how maybe volatile and fragile aren't the words I want to use, but they're the only words I can kind of describe how the box office industry and how much money entertainment in Hollywood is making. I think banding together like this will become more common and will probably be beneficial, I think, in the long run, because you'll see this is kind of a win-win for both Sony and Netflix. And I think if more of these production companies and streamers pair up like that, as long as people have the subscriptions to those services, no one's really losing, actually no one's really losing, because the viewers win and the companies win. I think it's this would be a good route to go down in the future.
and if you want to think about a weird bit of our work intersecting with our podcast here, I think we shouldn't be super surprised by this, because as everyone knows, on the Sony 900H TV, they introduced Netflix calibrated mode. So Sony has been working with Netflix for a long
Very
time.
closely.
Yeah. They're well established in the industry with each other.
Shaking my head, Nathaniel.
Yeah, there's
There's a good crossover though.
a deep memory from our job there.
Gotta sell 24/7, I guess.
Yeah. Reach out to me,
Never
folks,
stops.
if anyone's interested.
All right, and our last Netflix-related news story for the episode is Netflix lands live-action Gundam movie with Jordan Vogt-Roberts to direct.
He
Vogt-Roberts?
did Skull Island.
Interesting.
Yep.
I love Gundam.
I have never gotten into it because I understand it's
man.
massive. Like
Yeah, it's way too big.
I'm reticent because it is so big. You know,
It's like
I don't know where to start.
It's a lot with why people don't get into like DBZ.
Mm.
It's massive.
But I found DBZ easy once I came at it reading wise. Like anime wise, I don't think I could have done it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a reading option for Gundam? I'm pretty sure I
don't know.
I'm sure there's renditions or variations
I think
of
it
different
started it.
stories, but I don't know if there's anything from like a #1 standpoint.
Yeah, I don't know if it started as an anime or if it started as a manga.
I think it definitely started as an anime.
Okay. But I understand it's like it's like the Japanese almost like Star Wars level of like popularity and
It's
like
wild.
iconic status.
Yeah, like there's a real Gundam.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's
Yeah,
cool.
that's a real statue, right?
Yeah.
It moves.
Yeah.
It's so big.
Which will play into it. I think makes Roberts a good choice because he'll know how to play with scale, having come off Skull Island.
Yeah.
So he'll kind of like have that.
Just
that
don't make
background in there.
anything look like Mechagodzilla, please.
Yeah, let's get the good plate armor and like I think they will. Like that's kind of like
it's iconic. Yeah. If they fuck around with it to where like they fuck up Cyborg bad, I'm gonna be so angry.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will probably.
And I actually saw a clip of the Josh Whedon cut of Cyborg versus
Oh yeah, the Snyder Cut.
Snyder cut, and I actually like Whedon's now more.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the big difference?
Was
It's
it at the end or was it at the beginning?
It's a still frame that I saw, and in Whedon cut, it's like plate armor on his chest, which is what I wanted more of. And in Snyder cut, it's like geometric.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
the Transformers 4 style.
Yeah. So,
Man, we are tangenting hard.
We will never
Good.
escape
I mean,
the
we weren't in
Snyder
person last week though, so this is expected.
True.
That is true.
Cut. I haven't been in person in a minute, so
true.
You'll be back soon.
soon enough. All right, let's get on out of the news and head over to Trailer Talk, where we have a new Loki trailer for the upcoming Disney Plus Marvel TV show Loki. Is it just called Loki? What's it called?
Yeah, it's just called Loki.
Yes.
It's called Loki. Okay, yeah. I'm excited. It sounds like you guys are too, based on our pre-pod conversation.
Yeah, if you had told me going into this that Loki would be the one that I ended up the most excited for out of seeing all of the trailers for like WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and now this,
Loki, yeah.
I wouldn't have believed you. I was kind of like over the character at this point, to be honest with you. I never found him that endearing, and I think like his rise in popularity was just like, particularly with like my age group's white girls, like just like took it to a new level. Yeah, I was just kind of done with the character, but give him a little Owen Wilson, and now I'm fully back in.
Yeah, right.
So like, what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
I like that casting.
I think he's gonna be really great in it.
I think they both will. Marvel stays hot, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
me too.
I'm getting, the more and more I see of this, the more excited I get about
agree.
it. And it was funny because like I remember first seeing like kind of the teaser like logos and stuff, and I was kind of like meh.
Yeah, I was in the same boat.
And then I saw the first trailer and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I see this and I'm like, I mean, I'm fucking like in.
Yeah.
And I actually hope that it's better than Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which we'll get to. But Falcon and the Winter Soldier is so good right now.
After
than
the last
WandaVision?
the last episode.
Oh, way better than WandaVision.
I'm more fully
Yeah.
in.
But I was in on this before I was in on WandaVision before,
Sure.
so that probably has a little bit to do with how I feel about this.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, WandaVision was still good. But I
Yeah.
kind of hope Loki's like the best out of the three.
I think there's a good chance. I'm with you guys 100%. This is definitely piquing my interest way more than either Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and WandaVision did.
This
Definitely
still
more
feels like a Marvel movie production level. The other two are still good. WandaVision, you don't see it as much because they're obviously going for a much different style.
And I think
Yeah.
COVID affected them so
Yep.
much more than we realized.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you can see they put more money into. With Falcon, you can tell like the animation, they didn't have to cut back on him. Bucky's arm, they didn't have to cut back on that.
No, it's generally backgrounds that you kind of notice it most. And I think it may be filmed on that same thing they use on Mandalorian, where it's like the giant LED
Sure.
screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this looks still just as good as like
Hi, Rob.
Thor did and other shit like that they've done with that. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. This will air. Yeah, I should look at the date. It's right after Falcon and Winter Soldier ends, I believe, or maybe they take a week hiatus.
I'm
it's somewhere
sure
there.
they'll do like a week or something like that.
It's June 11th.
Yeah,
That actually does a little bit of a break.
and
I
which
think.
means June 19th, I think, or 18th or 19th is Black Widow too.
That's July.
That
Oh,
sounds-
July.
That sounds right.
July,
yeah.
sorry, July.
Yeah.
I have a theory that this leads into Black Widow.
That you just came up with.
Yeah, that I just saw in the trailer because I think there's a scene where he's talking to someone who looks like Black Widow.
Is that possible? Because Black Widow was supposed to come out a year ago.
Yeah, I mean they do flashbacks and prequels all the time, right?
Yeah.
I mean this show is inevitably going to be about like hopping through time, so I don't think it's like.
I guess it's not true. I guess it's not crazy.
it's
to
not
think about.
crazy that they
Might
would
be
like
onto something.
go in and out of that. Maybe.
I'm sure they'll tie it in, maybe, but I don't know about leads into. We'll see. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe it not leads into, but definitely, I think she's in this.
We'll see.
I wouldn't be shocked. All right. Well,
Well, we got new to streaming.
I guess we'll move on to the Adam Schwartz objective list of the new to streaming for your week of, for your week of April 11th.
I think it's
April.
subjective list, isn't it?
That's it. That's the objective.
Yeah, you do.
Well, it's completely subjective, folks. To Netflix, we got Rush from 2013.
Great movie.
Awesome
2011?
movie.
Yeah, underrated.
It's so good.
What is that? An action?
I need to watch it.
It's about cars.
It's
It's about
about-
like the early indie
Formula One.
Yeah, Formula
Oh,
One.
okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
racing, and it's actually based off of two real guys that went through this whole thing together, and it's
One of
fucking epic.
The most competitive summers, kind of like a Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa home run race, but like cars battling it out for the Formula One championship. And you've got on one side Daniel Bruhl, who plays Colonel Zemo in
Yep.
in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, who is this Austria Niki Lauda, who's this very cerebral, understands the car, has this great feeling for the how everything rides.
He's a Ryosuke.
Yeah, like, you know, is shaving filings off the car to reduce weight, and on the other side you have Chris Hemsworth playing what is his name?
Fuck.
He's a British guy, but look it up for me, please.
I'll do just that.
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. This is gonna annoy you. Anyway, he's like this like playboy, like a wild
James
child.
Hunt.
James Hunt. Thank you. Rhymes with, and then that's a line for the movie. But yeah, he's like the playboy, like you know, came up from nothing,
Natural talent.
fights races emotionally, and they're just going at it, hammer and tongs. And it's awesome.
Okay.
It's so
It's
good.
so good.
Directed
Highly
by Ron
recommended.
I have to check it out.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it. Just echoing what Tyler said. Did I tell you when I saw Rush? That was the day that I saw 5 movies in one day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Emotional roller
Was that with
coaster.
Prisoners as well?
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah,
Classic day.
it was Rush, Captain Phillips, Gravity, and IMAX, which
Oh,
was
wow.
like
Epic.
blew my mind. Prisoners, and then Don John, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Scarlett Johansson, rom-com from 2013.
That's quite the lineup there, Nathaniel.
Oh, it was good. It was a good day.
Really.
That would be a
Yeah,
good day.
sounds-
I think any day that you can see 5 movies in a theater
That's dope.
is a like ridiculously good day.
Yeah, it was an experiment for one of my writing classes. I had to write about it afterwards.
Did you do it the shady way, or did you just movie jump, or
Well,
did you actually?
That's
pick
what
which
that's what I was testing. It was if I could get away with it.
Got it. Well, you did.
Yeah, I did. Maybe allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right.
Allegedly. That's it for Netflix. To Amazon Prime, Paranormal Activity 4.
Dope.
Ah,
What an odd choice.
I know.
yeah.
Why 4?
I don't even know if I remember what the 4th one is.
I haven't seen it.
I don't.
Is that the Ghost Dimension? No.
That might be the 5th.
I feel like 4 is the one. Is 4 the one with like the Xbox Connect?
Oh, you might be. I know 4 is the one. I can see the girl's face right now because it's not the main family.
It's
From the-
Well,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
isn't it the 2 girls that you see
No,
like the
that's
first 2,
3.
the
No,
youngest
those
when
are
they're
the
younger
first 3
girls?
films.
That's 3.
This
Oh,
film,
this is the newer house.
It's this family from second one's daughters, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And the daughter in this movie is a blonde girl, and she looks like she's probably like 15 or something. But I just remember her and her boyfriend were the people like always going through the surveillance.
Yeah.
Like, hey, your mom's fucking weird. You know what I mean? And yeah. So
What an ironic and weirdly specific way to get to that movie.
yeah, crazy.
Hilarious.
Hulu also has Paranormal Activity 4. And that'll be it for Hulu and Amazon
Nice.
Prime.
Good move, guys.
Great job.
Yep. And then HBO Max has The Dark Knight Rises.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Classic. So many quotables in that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do my Bane impression. I'm not going to do my Bane impression. I'm not going to do it, folks. I won't. I can't do
also
one.
had to
It doesn't
read this a little
exist.
What, is,
Bad.
what did they say? Funny enough, so we're just gonna go on tangents, man. I actually so Nolan's
worry about
obviously famous for opening scenes,
Yeah.
right? In his movies, we've seen time after time after time. I actually love the opening scene in Dark Knight Rises,
It's great.
the one where they're hijacking the
It is a good
airplane.
one.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
Dark
dude.
Knight's iconic. That's like one of the.
That's where they're robbing the bank,
Yeah.
right?
That's like
Yeah.
the opening scene.
It's that and the
of, like
and
our generation.
that and Up.
Up is really good.
But yeah, I love it, man. Bane's dialogue is awesome in that.
Can you give us? Can you do it? Can you give a
Ooh.
Bane?
I don't know if
you
I
got a
can.
Bane quote.
Do you feel in charge?
Yeah, I just remember the CIA guy. He was like,
For
you.
you.
I love that line. That's my favorite line in the movie.
So-
if I take off that mask, will you die? He's like, it'll be very
It'll be
painful.
incredibly painful.
You're big. You're a tough guy.
For you.
For you.
Favorite line.
Did you guys ever see the South Park episode where they totally make fun of him and they're like every Bane character is like they're talking about how the UPS guy fucked their wives. Oh my god, dude, it's so funny.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. We, funnily enough, to use another Blake phrase, we were really into Super Smash Bros. All through college, obviously.
Sure.
I still
Original
am.
N64. Like, don't fuck around with
Yeah.
my fox. Purple fox, power pox. I will end your life. Anyways, but we did this thing where anytime you picked up one of the boxes and threw it at someone, you had to go, for you, and scream it at each other.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, man. Nolan dialogue.
All right, incredible.
Dude, it's so good.
Remember how they changed his voice from the original
Yeah.
trailer to the cut of the movie?
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah, look it up on YouTube. It's a wild trip. It's much more menacing in the original trailer, I think, but it's just easier to understand in the second.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, no one really cares about understanding dialogue as displayed by Tenet.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think he's gotten worse.
Maybe his
The
hearing's
action,
going.
I'm fine.
I genuinely think it might be.
To Disney Plus,
This
The
is one.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
What's your
episode
favorite
5.
scene? Sorry, Adam. There's Nathaniel.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall's on the on the bit. It's a bit of sizzle, but it's the bit with the pig. I laugh every time. If you want to know what that's about, stick around. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 5. And then also we're getting something called Earth Moods, which I feel like you guys would be into. I saw it and I was like, this sounds interesting. Let me read the description here. Earth Moods takes viewers on the ultimate retreat, transporting them to a vast array of colorful and calming corners of the world. Viewers travel to blue glaciers, arid deserts, lush rainforests, and pulsating metropolises to escape from the cacophony of everyday life. Each mood gives the audience an opportunity to relax and reset as the sound of music and the natural world washes over them.
I'm in. This sounds like a perfect go to sleep thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm-
that's what I was thinking.
I'm all in on nature, man.
So, yeah, the
It's gonna
the Nat
look
Geo
great.
stuff on Disney Plus is awesome. Yeah, I'm sure it looks good too.
Because it's got to be in 4K.
Oh, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. Get it up on that OLED.
You're
So excited.
Oh, real quick, not to bring us down too much or anything, but I do want to address because I thought we were gonna get to it in news, but we didn't. R.I.P. DMX.
Oh yeah.
We were kind of talking about this earlier on pod.
Yeah.
Genuinely like one of the voices of our generation. Maybe not so much Adams, but definitely mine. Blake's
Yeah, that's
and
why I didn't
Tyler's.
include it in the news. Is I didn't have any kind of attachment. I should have asked you guys if you guys wanted to, because I did hear about it.
Sure.
Just didn't really have any context for it.
But yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
definitely. I mean, just an iconic artist. Like,
Yeah.
we were talking earlier, his 1998, 99 is just unrivaled in a lot of ways, and like just epitomized the like angry rap, but like, man, he brought you along with him. Like the thing I think about DMX the most is that like he put you in his headspace. I should preface this. I feel like I've been since his passing, I've been just like binging DMX for the last 3 or 4 days,
as a lot of people have.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And so I feel like I've been thinking about it, a little bit more critically and stuff. And just the thing I notice most is his putting you in his headspace constantly, and just feeling like building that community about. You just felt like you always understand what he was thinking and like why he made the decisions he did in his like. In his story and his narrative that he was crafting and his lyrics and stuff. And I also found him that he's also quite funny, that people don't really kind of realize, and Mitch maybe kind of backs up more of kind of what we've been hearing since his passing, is a lot of these stories of his just kind of good-natured goofing around, a lot of just really kind gestures and everything. And I think now if you like listen back to a lot of his lyrics, and there's just a lot of jokes and a lot of kind of like, or like really clever lines I'll stick your head up your ass, have you seeing shit clearly? Which gets me every time.
Right.
Like,
It's a good line though.
yeah, it's hilarious, and like it's just like there and iconic, and just like, man, it's a big loss for us, I think.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was sad news when that happened, and that's kind of one of the pioneers of. I've grew up on rap and hip hop my entire life. It's my number one consumed music genre. So yeah, it was certainly sad, and he's just one of those people, as you've seen. I mean, he's gone through all types of trials and tribulations, right? He's been probably came from no money. He's been incredibly rich. He's been to jail. Right. He's done gospel stuff where he started to get involved in churches. You know what I mean? So he just seems like a super well versed guy. Condolences to him and his family. And when I heard the news, that's kind of what we were talking about here earlier. It made me want to go back and watch some of the movies he was in. And I didn't get to any of them, but I watched a handful of their clips on YouTube. I was like, I got to pull them up.
Oh, yeah.
So I watched clips from like Cradle to the Grave, Romeo Must Die, and something else.
Belly, probably.
And yeah, it might have been Belly. Yeah. And just to kind of see all the stuff he's in. But yeah, man, so he's acted in several movies.
Yeah.
His fucking soundtrack, his songs are soundtracks to a ton of films.
Tons of shit.
It's crazy, man.
If you're listening and you're like, I don't really know who DMX is, you know who DMX is.
Yeah.
All you got to do is like go through just put him on Spotify.
Where my dog's at?
For sure.
But yeah, just want to kind of like bring that up for us, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Rest in peace, man. That's a big blow to anybody that listens to music in general. And
I think so.
Grew up around that that era. Yeah. But yeah, man, with DMX and I have gone through some shit.
That's the thing. Like
that Kid Cudi, all those guys.
If you need a pump up song though, there's nothing better. Yeah. Throw on Rough Riders Anthem and you'll be ready to go.
Yeah, you can do anything.
I was just actually talking to some of my buddies the other day. And I don't know if I've ever brought it up on pod or not. It just seems crazy. The older you get and you start seeing people pass away. It's like, man, I'm like finally getting to the age where like stuff like that like genuinely takes a toll on me, and I've never met the person.
Yeah.
Right.
Just 'cause you can understand, like there's people who might have had a conversation with that person 2 days ago.
Right.
And maybe they didn't get to, maybe their conversation didn't get fleshed out to how far they wanted to go. Maybe somebody was on bad terms and they got into an argument yesterday evening. Like that's the reality of life. It's sad.
That's
what kills me when I see people pass away suddenly.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I know somebody's like that doesn't sit right with somebody,
Yeah, I think just the last year we've all become like even more aware of the suddenness of how it all can go down. But
crazy.
Well, you also had to learn how to experience like a bunch of emotions online because you couldn't see anybody, you couldn't do anything. Like hearing news like this makes you more capable to feel it emotionally because it's online and you're used to it now.
Yeah,
it's true.
Crazy, man.
It's an interesting point. All right, so what have we been watching?
Rio's also coming to Disney Plus.
What was it? I'm sorry?
Rio.
Oh, really?
Is that the bird movie?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Love Rio.
Just wanted to tack that on there at the end.
Yeah. Love that.
Jesse Eisenberg.
That's upbeat, though. That's uplifting.
Yeah, I love Rio.
Yeah.
Let's go watch Rio.
Rios, right?
Yeah, I didn't see number 2.
There's a second one?
I do remember
there
one.
is.
Yeah, because you know why I remember? Because there was Rio Angry Birds. This was the era of Angry Birds.
Oh, yeah.
That's a dark time in the Matrix, for sure.
All right, now we can get to what we're watching. Do we want to do? I have watched episodes 2 and 3 of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I haven't watched episode 4, and I know apparently a lot of stuff happens, as you guys have said, and I saw some stuff online that some stuff happens. So if you guys want to go, you and Nathaniel and Ty, if you guys want to go full spoilers on episode 4, I can just tune in for a sec.
No, we don't have to.
Yeah, I wouldn't do
we
that.
can just that's not cool. We can just move on. We've already gone on enough tangents. It's good. We'll talk about it a little bit more when we come to the what we're watching, because we both watched it. But
we are at what we're watching.
Yeah.
Oh,
All I'll say is that I was I was almost sorry. Hey. I was almost getting a little bit bored tail end of episode 3. I wasn't really enjoying the kind of action that they were setting up.
Sure.
And even into a large part of episode 4, I was kind of like, this feels a little, I know where this is going.
sure.
And then
You were playing Detective Adam.
Not even, it was just, I just felt like I'd seen just the pattern. The pattern was there coming into
that's
it.
Detective Adam. He knows.
Yeah.
He could see it coming.
I feel like Detective Adam's intuitive. He's
Got it.
always been this way.
Got it.
He's always known it. It's just come naturally.
Got it.
But the episode 4 ends on a very iconic image,
Bruh.
and now I'm 100% back in,
Yeah.
and like
Good.
it has totally turned it around for me.
Yeah,
so.
it was really good. It kind of gave me one of those it gave me like a mouth wide open, like
yeah.
I'm so excited this is happening.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cool.
we agree.
Yeah.
2 and 3 I really liked. I
Yeah.
was planning on getting to 4 today, but I realized it was an hour long, and I was like, I don't
Yeah.
have time for this.
You
Great
should
hour.
get to it ASAP, and then as soon as you
I
do,
will.
hit us up in the
I
chat.
will. But they're doing some cool stuff with some past characters. If you guys know who I'm trying to reference, I don't want to spoil anything because we're not really in spoilers. But I like how they brought him back. If you know who I'm talking about.
I have no idea who you're
If
talking
you
about, man, 'cause I
know
haven't
who I'm
watched a
talking
single
about.
episode.
Well, I mean, when it's the
seen-
3 of us that are talking about it, we don't care if we're in spoilers.
Right. You guys
Yeah.
spoil
So
it.
if you, I mean, you can talk
Well, it's
about
more
what
for
you've
the
seen.
audience. More for the audience.
But we talked about Mandalorian in real time. It's their own fault if
No,
they
we
didn't
didn't.
watch it.
No, we had I'm pretty sure we had a Mandalorian spoiler segment.
Well, then, you could talk about what you've seen. Spoiler alert.
I've seen episodes 2 and 3. I just told you what I've seen.
I know, but you said you didn't want to ruin it for everybody.
I feel like
All
we're
right,
going in circles here.
yeah, fair enough. Then I guess we can save it for another time. We've already been on a tad bit too many tangents.
Tangents are the name of the game this evening.
What do you
It's
just want to
not-
jump into? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Adam.
No, you go ahead, Blake. Why don't you start us off here on what we're watching?
Yeah, man. I'll let it rip. What did I watch, dude? So I started last week. I started my new job on Monday the 5th. A lot of yeah, man. So that was dope. So that took a lot of just like brain power from me to like sit down and learn something new for a week. So my brain was fried every day at like I was going to sleep at like 9 o'clock.
That's kind of good though.
Yeah, refreshing. You know,
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's
To
just
not
good for the
be-
body.
Yeah,
You get like a really good mental workout, and then you just knock out at the end of the night.
Flex those muscles again.
definitely. So that's really all I did. So I don't think I watched much, man.
Holy Fuddruckers.
It was
Was it this?
no,
My
I think it
favorite
was.
curse, Fuddruckers.
I think it was an earthquake over by Blake.
Yeah. I think I may have dropped something. I'll pick it up in a minute.
No, don't worry about it. I think it was just the controller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So I didn't really watch much. I obviously watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Excuse me. Watched a handful of clips, like I said, of DMX films on YouTube. Just kind of going back to some nostalgia on that and childhood.
How much did you watch of that Woodstock '99 performance?
A decent amount. So
Yeah.
I watched a decent amount of that. A handful of movie clips, some of the music videos as well.
Of course.
I watched the interview he had with who was it? Not Drink Champs, but that's kind of like a famous podcast a lot of rappers go on. It might have been them, but he was on there just kind of talking about stuff. And it's just interesting just to pick somebody's brain after they're deceased, you know. So it was definitely interesting. And the one movie I did get to on Saturday, I watched Dr. Sleep with my dad.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
nice.
How was that?
I need to rewatch that.
That movie's good. That's the second time I've seen it. I think the first time was just in theaters. That's good. Mike Flanagan's fucking good, man.
Man,
There's
he's a good guy.
no way around it. You know.
I think he's awesome. He's another guy like we were talking last week about, or it might have been the week before, about directors that work with actors consistently.
Oh,
he has a
for
lot of
sure,
people that shows
yeah.
up with
the
in his
little
stuff.
girl in there. It's the same girl from
Haunting Hill House.
Yeah, I think she might even be in the other one too.
I think she might be as well. His wife,
bartender,
his
is in
wife,
there as well.
yeah, his wife's in every movie or show that he puts and that he does as
Yep.
well.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I got to. If
Nice.
you guys haven't seen that, have you seen Dr. Sleep, Adam?
I've not, but I kind of want to check it out now that I've seen
Yeah.
The Shining.
We should do it for
Yeah,
the pod,
dude.
yeah, since we did
I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
The Shining on the
Yeah,
pod.
and you liked The Shining. I think that's our fucking
Yeah, I
number one
love The
movie.
Shining.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah. Well, then
I've never seen it
we
either,
should
so-
definitely throw in.
Well, should we do that
Really?
next week
Yeah.
instead?
We
we
could.
can. I'm cool with that.
You just watched it. Would you be okay?
Yeah.
You know, or just
It's a
take
good
down?
movie.
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
cool with that.
Want to do Doctor Sleep?
I don't care. But yeah, that's cool.
I'm down.
It's been a little while since we did a scary.
A Scoofy.
I tried to say spooky and scary at the same time.
The old Scoofy.
I think the last one was
Spoofy, man.
Last one was Get Out.
Oh yeah, I guess that would be
That's probably about this time, February.
yeah.
Yeah.
Truth.
Word.
Yeah, that's all I got, fellas. Who wants to take it?
Adam, did you go yet? I'm sorry, I
I've
took a
not, no.
bathroom break. All right. I'm
No,
back.
I can go though. I have a little shorter list. I watched Falcon and Winter Soldier, as we already got to. How I Met Your Mother, continued on with that. Still really, really funny. I'm starting to actually. I've definitely seen some of these episodes before because, like I said, I've seen like 80% of the show.
Yeah.
I just don't know what 80%, and it's all out of order. But
Are you still
watching it
season
in
1?
order. It's made it to season 2,
Okay.
so I'm on season 2 now.
Marshall's
Out
the
of
best.
I don't even know how many seasons there are. Do you guys know off the
10.
top of your head? 10. Okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Does it feel weird having watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall this week and a lot of How I Met Your Mother?
A little bit. It's fun though. It's fun seeing him because I mean this is where he got his start. I don't even know. I forgot the actor's name.
Jason Segel.
Yeah, Jason Segel. Thank you. This is where he got his start. So it's fun seeing him early on. It's kind of crazy to think they made this in 2000. Started it in 2005, 2006, as I was seeing the times or the release years on the episodes. Because I remember watching it in like 2010 through 2014, 2015 with my brother when he would have it on.
Well,
So
yeah,
it's
it would just be finishing around then.
yeah, it was kind of finishing. So it's been fun to watch it all, and I just didn't know it started that early. So it's kind of been weird to kind of notice that, I guess.
Yeah, it's crazy
Yeah.
to like learn that there's not that big of a gap between like Friends and
Oh yeah,
How
yeah,
I Met
it
Your
really
Mother.
isn't.
yeah. It's very very close.
Yeah,
And I mean, Jason Segel, well, he was on Freaks and Geeks
yeah.
before this too,
Yeah.
so he'd been kind of kicking around for a little bit
Yeah.
at that point.
Freaks and Geeks, man, that's a throwback.
Yeah, Judd Apatow, so it's same producer as Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. And then the last thing I got to was for my film class, we watched Boy, which is Taika Waititi's movie from 2010. Have you seen this one, Nathaniel?
I have not seen this one. Where can I find it though? I'd be curious to know.
I watched it. I want to say on Tubi.
Okay,
Let
maybe
me
I'll get to
check.
that this week then.
Free can't beat free, man.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
yeah, Tubi's incredible.
Yeah.
Like Tubi's so underrated.
Yeah, Tubi is my personal favorite free movie app
Yeah.
by far.
You know what you gotta check out on there is it's called Wake in Fright. I think it's got to be. I'm pretty sure it's that. It's an Australian film about a guy that gets like trapped in this one town, and it's like this weird back ass town that's
Is it
like
old?
1980s,
Okay.
70s,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
80s, kind of like got like a Mad Max vibe.
What's
but
it
like,
called? I'm gonna
Wake in
write this
Fright.
down. Wake in Fright.
Yeah, the premise is this. It's this guy who's a. All right, listeners, you should
Actually,
check
I'm
this
gonna
out.
log it in Letterboxd
Strap in.
for what to watch. That way I can use this.
There you go. Shout out Letterboxd. Wake in Fright is about a teacher who is coming out. He lives out in the Australian outback and has to be out there to get his teaching degree, and is sent out to like a town. Like there's literally just the school and a bar. And he's coming back in to visit his girlfriend, and he gets caught up in a town that is like the only one with an airport around it. And he goes out gambling and loses all of his money, can't get out, and then just has to like survive in this town that's really close to the outback. He meets all these crazy people. It's awesome. Really enjoyed it. A slow burn for sure. It won't
Okay.
be for everyone, but just like had some really iconic imagery and some really interesting performances.
Okay. Yeah, I just added to the watch list.
So boy,
yeah, talk about Boy.
Boy, it's I liked it. It wasn't like my favorite movie because it's a bit weird and
Is it more drama, more comedy than kind of his other stuff?
a bit of both. It is a little bit of comedy. There's some humor to it. It's kind of it's got a lot of irony in the movie, which
Okay.
definitely plays into the message it's trying to portray a little bit as far as like what the characters go through. But overall, I would recommend it. It was a fun movie, and the whole theme of last week was the different eras of cinema, kind of. So this was focusing on fourth cinema. If you're familiar, Nathaniel, I'm sure.
No, actually, it's not a term that I ever come across.
We learned about the different eras of cinema. So you had the classical cinema
Sure.
of Hollywood from like the early 1910s to like mid 50s, and then you had first cinema, which was kind of the French New Wave kind of stuff.
Okay.
And second cinema was wartime stuff. Maybe I got those flipped around. I don't remember the exact ones, but fourth cinema was it's about like the indigenous people, and so indigenous filmmakers then going out to make films about indigenous people and kind of expose their struggles a little bit. So obviously Taika Waititi is from New Zealand, is from one of these indigenous tribes.
Sure.
I think it's the Maori people.
Yep.
That's actually what the movie Boy focuses on, is a little kid his name is Alamein, but goes by Boy, in one of these Maori tribes in New Zealand, and it's kind of a coming of age story, but like I said, it has some quirkiness to it that I thought was kind of fun and had some interesting plays on the idea of a like a masculine father and the father figure. It definitely plays with that a lot. So, and Taika Waititi, he stars in it. He's pretty funny, his character. Yeah, but I would recommend it. It's free streaming on Tubi.
Cool. I might check that out this week.
Noise.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what you think about it. Wasn't fantastic, but I enjoyed my time with it. It was definitely a fun movie.
Cool.
Yeah, that's all I watched this week though. So if you Ty and Nathaniel, if you guys want to take it over.
Ty, kick us off.
Let me go ahead and set this ball up so I can kick it off for you.
Thanks, man.
Did some friends. Because we're friends.
Okay.
That's been really great so far. We're getting real close to the end. Real close to the end. I can feel it. I don't want it. I kind of...
You're in your final days. But I am impressed considering your early days pace
that
you set, that you've actually managed to extend it this far.
I agree. But, yeah, like I said, Leah, she's like the angel that sits on your little shoulder, and she's like, just slow down. I'm on my other shoulder, and I'm like, go, keep going.
Am I the demon in this scenario?
No, it's me.
All right, cool.
So I'm real sad that it's coming to an end. Because I'm going to want to sit on it for a little bit before I rewatch it. I'm not just going to want to jump right back into it.
Well, the reunion is apparently filmed at this point.
Yeah.
That was a little news story that I saw earlier today.
So, yeah, that'll be fun, hopefully, to see, at least be like that close. I'm not going to try and do another rewatch before the reunion.
No, I don't see why you would.
So, yeah, but that's been really great. Initial D.
A lot of Initial
D. Which Nathaniel will also take part in. Man, this show, it's so good.
It is fun, man. I've been enjoying my time with it a lot.
And it's just it's so much fun to like see somebody else fall in love with it. And yeah, it's really great. I'm just a huge fan of cars. It's actually getting me more in love with cars again. Just because over the years you kind of put some hobbies on the back burner.
Yeah, of course.
And stuff like that. So it's actually getting me really excited to kind of sooner or later down the road buy a daily driver, and then I get to kind of baby my car, and she's going to be in like her retirement years, and I get to like wash her, keep her in the garage, put parts on her when I want to.
Trick her out a little.
Yeah.
Tune her.
So yeah, that's been really fun. And it's just been a really big fun eye opener again. Like I still get excited.
Yeah, we put a hurtin' on it this week. I think we finished season 2, watched the season
movie
2
for season
bonus,
and
then the
season season 3, which is a movie.
Which is a movie, and now we're into season 4.
Yeah.
5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And how many seasons are there?
There's 5
Technically
stages,
6.
but the 6 is like the extras that not a whole lot of people
So after
count.
So after Project D, it is 5th stage is final stage.
That's what a lot of people are kind of thinking. They haven't really put. It's actually really funny because when I first watched this, I thought it was just up and done. Thought it was over. Like
after season 4.
Yeah, and then because these are old.
Yeah, it started in 98, 96.
Yeah. And to see that there's like stuff that's potentially going to come out now, it's kind of exciting.
Yeah, I don't know if it's out or if it's just hard to find somewhere.
Yeah.
I was kind of looking for it earlier, but
soon
to come maybe.
So yeah, Nathaniel can talk about his feelings a little bit more on that in a sec. Leah and I watched.
About his feelings.
Man, that's just the whole pod, isn't it?
Leah and I watched Xenon.
Girl of the 21st Century.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that was pretty fun. That's a huge throwback for me.
Blake, did you ever see those?
I have not.
No, not a Disney Channel original movie, kid.
Not much.
I feel like I've seen those actually.
You may have.
A lot of
Yeah. They're probably coming back around your age.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That 13th year.
Yeah.
Remember that one? Johnny Tsunami.
I've
Luck of the
heard of Johnny
Irish.
Tsunami. I don't think
Luck
I've
of
seen
the
I have
Irish.
seen Luck of the Irish.
Yeah.
Phantom
I've
of the
seen
Multiplex.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I still think we should have done Luck of the Irish.
Brink?
for Patty's Day.
Sorry. That's like my favorite one.
Brink's
ever.
a great one.
Yeah, Brink's
I don't
fucking
think I've seen that
insane.
one.
Dude, Brink's about inline skating. And it's
Back when they were trying to make
so,
everything extreme.
It's so incredible.
It's like what Rocket Power.
Would have been in
Would've
real
been
life.
in
It's a live action, yeah.
Okay. Sure.
There was a couple of those though. There was like brink, grind, like ramp, vert, like
Wheel.
Early 2000s.
yeah.
We got into. I'm a big YouTube person. You got me on YouTube Premium, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get rid of it.
Dude,
I'm never gonna get rid of it.
never.
I
can't even
literally
go to-
love not having ads. I love
Yeah.
being able to like find what I want. I can have it running in the background when I want to have my phone shut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like there's so much stuff. I love it.
Yeah, dude, I catch myself every time I went to my my buddy's house this weekend for his birthday. So we went out there and I caught myself like we were on YouTube and I was like, dude, I have to fucking sign in. Like
Yeah.
I can't look at this.
Yeah.
It's gonna drive me insane. You know what
Yep.
I mean? So yeah, dude, it's
Yeah.
Adam,
We-
make sure to hashtag YouTube Premium when we upload this video, this audio later.
We had it on my Xbox for a little bit,
okay.
but we had to take it off because I consume so much more than he does. Cause like I'll watch it like on my drive to work, on my drive home.
Yeah.
In
I'll
the background, not looking at the video.
Because that's one of the benefits of premium. You can have your phone off and
sure.
still listen to the audio. And I have listened to Nick Merckx and Tim the Tabman so much while they play the game. I know exactly what they're doing by just listening to their words. Like I know what's happening. So it's so much. I almost listen to it like it's a podcast. And
I do the same thing with Siege on YouTube.
But yeah, we had to take it off because Tyler was watching things before I could get to
so
them.
Nathaniel would never see anything new if I wasn't around.
Oh,
and then he
right,
would never
right.
see anything new because it's not up there as like recommended because I had already watched it.
Yeah.
So we had to take it off.
Sure.
But yeah. So anyways, back to what we were watching. Demi Lovato came out with a documentary series, like a mini doc series on YouTube. It was
I heard
4
about that.
episodes. It was about like her drug overdose and like her addiction and everything like that. So Leah and I watched that kind of like the last 4 weeks, I think. It comes
sure
out
that
on
was
like
good,
Monday
though.
night. It was really great.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
got an interesting story.
It was really eye opening. It was really well done in my opinion.
Yeah.
You could tell again, like we say this with all docs, it's definitely, shot from a certain perspective to, get you to think a certain way.
Yeah.
But it's still really, really good. And I was a big fan. I wasn't sure that I was gonna like it very much, and then
Sure.
Leo was like, "Can we watch the first episode?" I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." Whatever. I was like, "Demi Lovato."
Because Demi's, she's an artist now, right? Did she start on Disney?
She did.
She did.
Okay, because I would
Yeah.
say that.
She was on Barney.
Camp
This sounds
Rock.
so
Camp Rock.
narrow-minded of me, but like all those people who start on Disney, like they're like the same person to me.
Sure.
Like like I almost can't like
Like her, Selena Gomez, like all of those folks.
You know what I mean? But I'm like, it definitely sounds like she's starting on.
Yeah, dude, she was on some early episodes of Barney. She was like one of the kids like dancing in the background. Yeah. So she's been like around the camera her entire life. So it's cool.
It'll change your life, man.
Yeah, I mean it's cool and it's like really wild to see like how like if somebody's like kind of forced to grow up in that. Like how they like their life, right? It's crazy.
For sure. Yeah.
And then we went back to Netflix, and we're again like big crime people. I think this one's a little older. We just
Big
never
fans of crime.
Yeah, big fans of crime. We love it.
Crime, yeah.
But I'm pretty sure this is an older doc. We had never really gotten into it. It's a documentary series. It's about the Unabomber.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we got into that. And we got through the first episode.
It's a documentary. Is it a reenactment show? Because I know there is like one where they dramatize it.
Yeah, I think Paul Bettany's in that one.
It's
he is,
yeah, no, it's a series. There's episodes. But it's like the actual like way they found him and like his early parts of crime and like
isn't it
where he came from.
Isn't he UNA because it's like universities and airports or something like that?
Yeah, so a lot of them are like Northwestern.
Yeah.
His first two are Northwestern.
Wasn't it or American Airlines or something like that? Or?
His third one was like American Airlines.
Yeah.
And it's really crazy because you get to actually see the progression of like his one mindset and two how crazy he is. But three like how crafty he gets with his bombs. Like he literally teaches himself.
Have they revealed who it is yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. I think they do that pretty early on.
So it's Kaczynski.
Yeah.
And everything. Okay.
Yep.
I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to a podcast on it.
Yeah.
Once. Maybe I'll check out the series as well.
It's cool. It's fun. I'm just like anything that has to do with like crime, detectives. Like I say this all the time, but Leah and I are just fucking all in.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that was it. I'm pretty sure that's it for me. Just a ton of YouTube, ton of Twitch. I got to see some games this week, which was really fun.
As in like sports?
No, like the boys playing games.
Oh, sure.
Saw some really good games.
It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Masters.
Told you, I hopped in your guys' stream on, was that Sunday? Was that yesterday?
No, I think it was
Saturday?
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
And all these days. just
I think it
not
was.
sure.
I know everything's a blur.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely hopped in there.
Yeah. Well, much appreciated.
Yeah.
It's always fun, and it's only more fun when we get more people in there.
For sure. Yeah.
The more people we have in chat, the more I get to interact with you guys and not have to like play the game as like sweaty.
Yeah. Do you guys get like I don't know, I guess people can throw around anxiety with everything, but do you get like a streamer anxiety?
I
Where you
used
feel
to.
like, you'll play the game a little bit differently.
I think if
If you weren't,
no,
if you weren't
not
a
me.
streamer.
I'm bad anyway, so
Okay.
like it's not that hard. No, like it's the only thing I'll like get frustrated about is if I don't feel like I play with Tyler well. Like if I'm just like off on my own thing, then I don't feel. That's when I'm like shit. Like that sucks. But if I'm not, if I'm playing with him well or anything like that, I don't really care.
Sure.
It
Yeah.
is what it is.
I feel a little bit more pressure to like do well because like you want the content,
For sure.
but
Yeah.
the other part of it too is like you can still be funny and have fun and like still create content without being good.
Yeah, no, you're right. The conversations and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
So it's been a lot more fun when we get like more people in there. I think the one before that, Chewy was with us, and I think we had been drinking a little bit, and he had been drinking a lot of it. And
Tell your friends about me.
yeah, and so yeah, he was having a good time, which was again letting us have a really good time.
Yeah.
So
Chat was chirping at him.
yep, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, anytime we get more people in there, it's just way more fun. So I appreciate it.
Chewy, if you're listening to this, you suck at Call of Duty.
Shawty.
Dude, I was actually watching some clips from like my old Xbox clips when we were playing when you and I were playing like Black Ops 4. Dude, we were fucking smashing kids,
Man,
dude.
we
We were
would roll
we had so much fun. I was watching
I
tons
love
of clips
I
and
love
like
those
how many
classes.
times like you and I would just flop back and forth between like player of the game or the play of the game, and like we're
Yeah.
just getting like quad kids with pistols. Like we're running around sniping kids. Like you just the whole feel was different. Like we had the multiplayer maps down. We knew where kids were coming from.
We did.
Dude,
Oh,
we
the
were
spawns were
fucking
immaculate.
just murdering kids,
Yeah.
and it was so
Rolling.
much
and,
fun.
And we would have a 6-stack rolling.
Yeah, dude, those are the
days.
days when a new multiplayer game comes out and you get your first full man squad and they're
For
all
sure.
your fucking
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
you run it for weeks. That's why I love video games.
No, yeah, I mean, you're right. Going back and looking at older clips, I mean, I've got a ton of that with Siege. I probably even have clips in there with Adam in the game. Just
I'm sure.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Just without even me recalling it.
Yep.
But yeah, man, it's so cool just to go back and like look at that. And it's crazy. Like, as soon as you start playing it, you're like, oh shit, I definitely remember what happened here. You know? And you can almost recall it like
Yeah, they're like sports
ABC.
plays where
Yeah,
you
dude.
can just know like the date and the team and the score and
For sure,
everything.
yeah.
Bro, I
You
got
know
a
who
whole
killed who,
highlight
who
reel.
fragged who.
So much fun.
It's dope.
Yeah.
Anyways, what we're watching.
Yeah.
Tangent.
yeah. bullshit. Yeah, so we watched a lot of Initial D. That was a show I continue to get more invested in. It's been, I realize I say a lot. I was listening to the episodes today. I'm trying to get better
I'm
at
a lot.
it. A lot. Yeah, it's bad. I tried to say it there.
It's all right. I say a lot sometimes, so
Yeah.
I'm a lot.
There you go. Initial D, it's something I've gotten a lot more into as we've been going along. Kind of feel like we're learning more as we go. I constantly asking Tyler questions about it. It's really fun. Go check it out. I have grown to really enjoy the art overall and kind of its journey. And it's just weird to see it kind of like progress as it
Just to
goes.
kind of like preface that, basically every different season there's a different style of animation.
Yeah,
I
'cause
wouldn't
they're-
say different, but it's more upgraded from the last, and it's a significant value that you can see.
Yeah, and I think it's because like the first season was like 98, 99. The
Yep.
second season is like clearly like 2002 or something
Yep.
in there, and then it just kind of goes on. So they're not always like back to back to back,
Yeah.
and that's what where you can really see the differences, I think. What else did I get into? I watched the documentary series Q Into the Storm on HBO Max. That's all about whoa, that was weird. That's all about QAnon and kind of how that played out and where Q started and what might be who might be behind it and kind of what their intentions are and kind of trying to figure out who they may be. And that was interesting, depressing, fascinating, and just kind of a heck of a trip altogether. Have you seen anything about that, Adam, or anything along those lines?
I've followed QAnon. I should really back up.
Carefully
I
rephrase
do not
that.
follow QAnon. I have followed the story of
Sure.
QAnon for a year or two now. I know of him. I know kind of the gist and stuff, and I know how persuasive he can be to some people in America for sure. So that's actually, you mentioned that, and my ears perked up a little bit. That's definitely something I'd be interested in checking out.
Yeah, it's a really interesting documentary that kind of starts as this kind of indictment or investigation into Q, and then kind of also starts to envelop the boards that he frequents. So it's this kind of 8chan and 4chan world, which is also really interesting to me, particularly in seeing like, because that's just this anonymous id of the internet and the intranet, I guess too. And I always found the story of those places fascinating. To see this kind of deep dive into that and the people behind it, man, it's still, but it's a journey and it's fascinating and it's cathartic, but it is some dark shit too.
It's scary.
It really is. They make a pretty compelling case on who they think it might be as well. So that was if you're curious onto the Whodunit, go check it out for sure. I got like 40% of the way into Saw, and then I decided I needed to save it for
one?
another day. Yeah, just not in the right headspace for that one. It was just. I'd forgotten. So in truth, actually what happened was it was really late night and I'd forgotten about the kind of subplot with the mom and the daughter. And you have like the really, there's a very tension filled like intruder in the house, like kind of set up almost like break-in set up. that happens in the middle of it, and it was really late at night, and I got really spooked, and I was like, all right, time for the end of this. I'm going to go to bed. So that's the real reason of why I only got all the way, a certain amount of the way into Saw. But other than that, I got really into like just trash manga this week. So I've just been reading a lot, actually. But, you know, sometimes you just need kind of melodramatic, stupid stories to get you through.
I actually read a little bit too this week.
Oh yeah, you got a new book.
I've been reading a
happens.
little bit too recently.
I like never read anymore.
Yeah, you said that was the first book you bought in what, 10 years?
That wasn't a comic book or like a graphic novel. Yes.
Oh, I'm probably around that same time frame with you, man.
Yeah.
Which is scary. I
Yeah.
hate to say that out loud.
It was really great though to get back into a bookstore and like find a
fucking
book that I
believe it.
wanted.
I believe it.
Because there really hasn't been anything that I like needed or wanted to read. There's a couple books that I already own that I always go back to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this has been, and it's been a really fun read so far. It's excuse me. Wow, that was inappropriate.
On pod.
You're welcome. It was thank you. Dr. Disrespect's new book. And for those of you that don't know, he's a streamer. So it's actually right there. It's been really great.
What's the title, Tyler?
Violence, Speed, Momentum.
That's it. All 3 words.
Yep.
Violence,
tagline.
period, speed, period, momentum, period.
I want to check this out.
Which, if you
I like
haven't watched his stream, that's like what his stream is. Like, that's all he's about. So, like, if you've never heard of Dr. Disrespect, he is like this 31-year-old guy who's like 6'8". Dude's a monster. And he has this character on Twitch that he's had for years, which he's not on Twitch anymore.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
But he plays this character on his streams, and he's just this dick who like thinks he's the best at everything, and he's got this mullet and this fucking mustache, and he's just like every bit of man that like a 31-year-old like dad thinks he should be.
Yeah.
And like, dude, he's like stuck in the 80s.
He always reminds me of like Jeremy Clarkson, but like American.
The best way I can describe it, and how I've described it in the past to people who don't know who it is or who he is, he's like a WWE wrestler, but he's a Twitch streamer.
Yeah,
yeah.
like a WWE like heel.
Like he has a persona,
Yeah,
and he just completely embodies that as he plays video games, basically.
And he kills it.
he's
And
very good.
He's
at it.
good.
Yeah,
he's good at
very
acting. He like never gets out of character. I don't even know if he gets out of character when he's off camera. That's how good he is, and that's how long he's been doing this. And finally, he came out with a book, and it's been really, really enjoyable to read so far.
But yeah, other than that's pretty much it for me. I really, like I said, I really didn't get into very many like movies or anything this past week, so might be another light week for me this week too. I'm going out of town for a couple days too. So.
I'm not. I got my first day off since last Tuesday, so I'm gonna dig in here.
I gotta go back to Arizona for the wedding now. So last month was the bachelor party,
yeah,
so this month is the wedding. So
I'd
shout
be
out Luke
so
Dexter.
I probably wouldn't have gone to one of them. I'd be like, you either give me for the wedding or you give me for the bachelor party.
You got to do it, man. He's one of those guys I've been friends with since I was like 6.
Nah, you're all my boys, but if one of you moves away and you want me to come to both, then I gotta fly. No.
Tough. Yeah.
Gotta do it.
Do you fly right to Phoenix?
Yeah, nonstop.
Cool.
Well, actually, this time I actually have to stop off in Denver, but that's not a big deal.
Eat your
Sure.
words.
Because I was curious on that when I was looking at flying to Phoenix to visit my friend. Most of the flights made you stop in Denver.
Yeah,
So I was
I
curious.
don't quite know what that is right now, but anyways, yeah, that was it. That's the end of what we're watching, I think, right?
Cool.
I believe so,
Let's-
and that means
Let's hit the
it is
main.
time.
Oh
main
my
segment.
god.
It's the
For
main
the main
event.
segment. This week's main review segment is going to be a review of Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Nathaniel Gingrich.
Yes.
If the listeners here are new here, or maybe they've just forgotten, can you give them a rundown of our review segment here at Back Row Banter?
Well, Adam Schwartz, I would love to give the new or returning listeners a rundown of our review segment. The review segment basically goes like this. There's 2 sections here. There's the pre-spoilers and there's the post-spoilers. In the pre-spoiler section, we kind of break down the movie, go through its kind of IMDb page, who's in it, what year it came out, who the director was, any writers or anything that may be significant. And then we'll introduce it using the IMDb summary. They can either be really good or really bad. It's kind of fun to see which is which. Then once we've kind of introduced you all to it, we'll go around and give our initial thoughts on it, first reactions, and then we'll all decide whether or not we have to make a choice. We would recommend this movie. It's got to be yes or no. From then on, we'll move into the spoiler section. We'll give you a nice big warning, and anyone who doesn't want to stick around can vamoose, but be sure to come back later. You'll see it in the time codes. In the spoiler section, we'll give a little bit deeper on there, go into any big plot reveals or anything that we need to, and then just kind of give our bigger thoughts on the movie overall. And then once we've kind of closed that section down for us, we'll go into our Entropy list, which is where we rank it on our big list of everything we've watched so far on pod. Sound about right?
Sounds about right.
All right, Adam. So why don't you introduce us to the movie that we have watched this week?
Sure. This is Forgetting Sarah Marshall, 2008, starring Jason Segel, Mila Kunis, Kristen Bell, and Russell Brand, with some honorable mentions to Bill Hader.
Quite a few
Jack
cameos.
Yeah, Jack McBrayer, Paul Rudd.
I forgot
Jonah
Paul
Hill.
Rudd's in here.
Yeah. Jonah Hill.
I forgot how big of a role Jonah Hill had in this. Yeah. He's fucking hilarious.
Dude,
Oh, it's great.
it's so funny.
Like, it makes no sense how funny he is.
Yeah. Directed by Nicholas Stoller and actually written by Jason Segel. So.
Yeah, I remember at the time this was kind of his big writing credit.
Mm-hmm. The IMDb summary reads as follows. Devastated Peter takes a Hawaiian vacation in order to deal with the recent breakup with his TV star girlfriend, Sarah. Little does he know, Sarah is traveling to the same resort as her ex. And she's bringing along her new boyfriend. Sorry, that confused me for a second.
That was a really weird break, wasn't it? I noticed that as well when I was reading it.
I was like, Sarah's traveling to the same resort as her ex. I feel like they switch perspectives. First we're in Peter's, then we're in Sarah's. Who knows? Rather poor IMDb summary. Gets to the gist of the description, but it confused us too much. So bottom of the list, bottom tier.
Bottom tier. That's the other Entropy list.
I feel like that's cheating. It doesn't need to be.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
If one of our listeners wants to create a IMDb summary Entropy list for us, that'd be really great.
Honestly, I might do it myself.
Is near the bottom, for sure.
That'd be so funny.
Alrighty, guys. Let's get into our non-spoiler thoughts here then. Who wants to kick us off?
So is this a first time for anyone on the group?
This is my first time, actually.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd seen it already.
No. This is one this is one my brother really likes. It's one of his favorites, especially one of his favorite comedies. So I've definitely been around it. I've heard of it. I knew the gist, but just never got around to watching it, just like many of the other movies that I haven't seen.
Sure.
So coming into it 2021, how does it feel?
Lives up to the hype. I really liked it. It was pretty good. I think it's it's kind of a unique concept. I can't say I've done it before, but it is kind of the same general gist of like a heartbreak kind of rom-com kind of movie.
Sure.
So it's nothing super unique on that front, but it is a cool kind of funny concept. The one thing I would say is it does feel a little repetitive at certain points. It's close to a 2-hour runtime, and they probably could have cut that down a little bit, and I would have been a little bit happier with it, because I feel like they do this trope where it's like, oh, he runs into his ex again because they're on vacation with each other. Ha ha ha! Isn't this funny? And I get that's the whole idea of the movie. I just feel like they do it one or two many times, and they kind of try to get the same kick out of the same joke one or too many times. If they cut back on that a little bit, made the runtime a little shorter, I think it would have made this movie a little bit more compact, a little bit better. But besides that, really, really funny. I mean, that's obviously why you're watching the movie. So on that front, I really liked it.
There you go. Yeah, Ty.
Someone take it.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's really good. I saw this high school sometime.
It came out 2008, same year as Iron Man.
Yeah, so that was like just before my senior year of high school. So, but yeah, it's
just before I started the second grade.
Yeah, right. Congratulations. But yeah, it's funny. It obviously hits on some emotions that people have experienced in their lifetime, and they make you really kind of understand that it's okay to kind of like make jokes of that kind of stuff. But you have like those serious conversations that they have at some point, and but yeah, it's really good. it's aged well for the most part.
That's the thing that keeps coming back to me is that you could take the top 5 grossing comedies of 2008, and I don't think any of them would probably age as well as this one has. This got to be near the top of the list in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's only one time where we were like, you can't say that anymore. And other than that, it was pretty on point. Which I think is great because you can play off like it's an emotional movie, and emotions don't really age those things. Like everybody experiences this.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe not this dramatically, but
at some point in life you get the breakup and you've got to go through it. Right?
Yeah, and so that obviously ages particularly well. So yeah, it's great. Obviously a recommend for me. So
yeah.
Blake,
Sorry, I will say that watching it for the first time in 2021, this definitely did age well. Like the joke still landed. It was very appropriate. You're right. There is like one time where I'm like, but besides that, it does definitely ages well.
Yeah, I'm with Adam and Ty on this one. I hate that I always get this confused with "I Love You, Beth Cooper." I think we talked about that. Maybe like a month ago or something.
Yeah, I
That
think we
somehow
did
got
bring that
brought
up.
on pod. Yeah, but yeah, I like this movie. As soon as I put it on, it's okay. I remember what it is. I just mentioned earlier, I forgot that Jonah Hill's in here. I forgot Paul Rudd's in here.
Yeah.
It's a good cast, man, all around. The jokes are really funny. I think I just learned that the gentleman right there, is he an actual artist?
Oh, God,
like
his name just went right out of my name. This is my head
it
too.
just completely
Russell Brand.
Yes.
Yeah, he's done some art, I think, as well. He's mostly known as a comedian / kind of general kooky person. I think he had a show for a while. He had a really famous book.
Sure.
He's married to Katy Perry for a long bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how much he's acting in this movie, to be honest with you.
That's what I'm saying. So when I started reading up his background, I was like, yeah, I think he's just playing himself. Almost. You know what I mean?
Kind of.
he might be a little bit more of a dick in this than what he is in actual life.
Yeah.
But he's playing him.
Which is cool to me as well, you know? So I think that just kind of makes it even funnier. So yeah, I'm in, man. I recommend. You can always go in for a good rom-com.
Yeah, I think this one for me has kind of aged a little bit better than like your 40-year-old virgins and your knocked ups
For sure.
In some ways, just in that it's just a little bit sweeter, I guess, in some ways, or a little bit more sad rather than mean in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is probably my favorite out of those guys. Jason Segel was like a big part. I was like of that How I Met Your Mother generation.
Sure.
So like this was obviously kind of like his big break.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I think this was also kind of like the big Mila Kunis thing too, which was a huge part of like most boys in my generation as well.
Right. So many people fell in love with her.
Yeah, that
after this
70s
movie.
show and then this basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think exactly what Blake was saying earlier. There's a lot of really interesting cameos in here. One of my favorite ones being the guy Chemo, the pancakes or berries guy, fought at UFC 1.
Really?
And got his tooth kicked out into the out of the octagon and into the crowd.
It's
like
awesome.
one of the most like iconic UFC 1 images.
Wow.
And then just transitioned. He was a sumo wrestler and was fighting sumo because that was back in the day when it was like legitimately different like arts against each other. So it was like boxing versus karate, sumo versus wrestler.
Right.
Yeah, and transitioned into acting, and now has been doing that ever since. And he's really funny in this.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines is the "Stop crying like a baby." Yeah, you look like a gigantic baby.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm good at this. Are we good to jump into?
Yeah, I'd recommend for
Spoilers.
me. Go check it out. I can't think of anything else I could say without going kind of deeper. Like Tyler and I were talking about earlier. It's just an enjoyable, pleasurable movie.
Facts.
Like it's just nice.
Yeah, it's not super deep, but if you don't want it spoiled for you, go ahead and check the episode description where you can check the timestamp and then jump to where we rank it up upon the Entropy list. Spoilers.
Let's do it. Yeah, man. So
Does shit go down?
of course it does.
Shit kind of goes up and then down and then down and then down and then up again and then really up
Well,
and
it
kind
goes
of
up,
down.
What makes this movie kind of hit home? Like you said, everybody has to go through a breakup eventually, and like, can you just imagine? Like, this would be like a fucking nightmare
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Like fresh off a breakup, I'm
Yeah.
trying to fathom that. You go on vacation, you know what I mean, and you're with your new partner or whatever.
Yeah.
And your ex significant others there. That just like, oh my god.
And she's dating a guy that you continuously find out worse things about, but it's just like such a sweethearted idiot that you kind of have to love him a little bit too. Like, it's so funny. And I think Jason Segel has this talent for being just so kind of genuine a lot of the time. Like he seems like a sweet man and you just kind of buy it 100%.
Yeah.
He's not like Hollywood extreme handsome. He's Hollywood normal guy handsome.
No, I know. Yeah, man. So I know you said that was kind of your favorite line was one of the berry and pancakes one. Mine is, and I keep saying, Jonah Hill is just fucking hilarious.
Oh, he's so funny.
Yeah, I totally
Jonah Hill's
forgot
great.
he's in this.
I do the oh, that's okay, I'll just go fuck myself all the time.
So I love that line. I love the scene where obviously he's like the host at the restaurant.
Yeah.
He starts crying.
He's like, I'm so sorry.
That scene's funny too. The one too where he picks up the phone and like it's his buddy trying to buy weed.
Yeah.
He's like, well, yes, I'm at my place of employment.
I'd love to sell you weed right now, Jeremy, but I'm at my fucking job.
And then the camera zooms out and you realize he called like the work phone. Which is it's just a hilarious joke, man. Yeah, I love this movie. Dude.
I like later in the restaurant one where he finds out that like Aldous didn't listen to his demo tape, and he's like, I fucking hate you, you fucking piece of shit. And he's like, I fucking looked up to you so much. And he's like, I have to whisper right now because I'm at job.
Yeah, he's like, what did he say? He was like, I'm gonna have somebody fuck your food up every time you order it.
He's like, from now on, every time you order food, I'm gonna have somebody fuck with it.
Yeah, this is funny, dude.
I feel like so much of this movie they just let people go. Like the
Yeah,
Russell
oh, yeah.
Brand stuff is just like
Yeah.
it is hard. Like Russell Brand's performance in this got him his own movie and Get Him to the Greek.
And Get Him to the Greek,
which I still haven't seen.
oh
I haven't seen
man,
that either.
Yeah.
dude, you guys gotta watch that.
Jonah Hill's also in it, but playing
He
a
is.
different character.
I don't.
Really?
There's been like speculation that it's not.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
not-
There's been speculation that Jonah Hill goes on to continue like being a really big fan of All the Snow. He goes back to the States. He gets his girlfriend and everything like that, but now he's like still into music. And so he ends up being Aldous Snow's assistant. And he basically goes through like this hellhole of a trip and seeing like why Aldous is kind of like the way that he is.
Sure.
And yeah, it's fucking hilarious. It's a lot darker than this. Because you get into some like, druggy alcohol kind of shit.
Right.
But yeah, it's incredibly funny.
Wait, so Get Him the Greek, Russell Brand plays the same character?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He's got some great lines in this movie. I love every time they're at the bar and it's like him and like Paul Rudd's there or like the bartender or Jack McBray.
Uno, Paco, bitch.
I can name over 200 different types of fish. And just like that weird just banter that you get into with people at bars. Like that.
Yeah, it's pretty spot on.
Yeah,
too.
you just
The
like
guy that doesn't want to have sex with his fucking wife.
Oh yeah, and just
Dude,
like the immediate oversharing.
And he's fucking like sitting there and he's hitting himself in the head. Like he's clearly got some anxiety problems about never having sex before.
Yeah, of course.
And it's so
It's just all those people, those Christian people that just immediately get married like a year after dating and everything,
Yeah.
or they're like aggressively waiting, and
Yeah.
just all of that anxiety that builds up in there.
when he's sitting there and he's talking about like if God built a playground, he wouldn't have put it next to a sewage plant. Dude, this movie's hilarious.
Yeah, man. I'm sold. What else has this director done? Do you
The
guys
Muppets.
know? Really?
Surprise.
Never guessed that.
He and Jason Segel reteamed for the Muppets.
Hmm.
What was the other thing? I actually looked it up last night. Hold on, I'm pulling it up real quick.
Pulling it up.
Pull it up.
I can
he
look it up right
did
now. He's got the Muppets.
Neighbors 2.
Neighbors 2, yeah.
Oh, did he do both of those?
I don't think he did the first one.
Oh,
Oh no,
I was-
he did do both.
I was
of
like,
them.
I
I'm
don't.
sorry.
The first. That's the
Those are
Zac
funny
Efron,
as hell,
right? Yeah,
man.
the first one I actually liked. The first one was pretty funny.
Yeah, they're both pretty good.
I didn't really care for the second one that much.
I like in the first one where they all do different variations of Robert De Niro.
The De Niro party.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
Man, I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
So funny.
Neither have I. I have seen that one though.
But yeah, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, incredible movie, just a good time. I
Yeah.
think it's written really well. I think Jason Segel has a pretty good understanding of like character choices and development in terms of like
His emotions are real.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what each character is
Yep.
feeling scene to scene. You know, the great mystery of movies, or the goal of movies, is that you understand each character's headspace and emotional space scene to scene without it needing it, with as few clues as possible. You know, sometimes you need dialogue, sometimes you need visual symbolization. That's not a word.
Visual stimulation.
The symbology.
The symbology.
Visual symbology. You know, color choice, all of that goes into it. And if you can do it with as few things as possible or as lean as possible, that's when you make your film truly interesting, in my opinion. And I think this does a really great job of making the rom-com interesting, doing a different spin on it, and really kind of, you know, inverting and subverting enough that you buy in and you're there. For me, it doesn't. I feel kind of swept along with it. Maybe some of that's nostalgia. I don't necessarily feel the runtime too much, but I can understand how you would definitely feel that, particularly now. I think, because you know, coming into it in 2021, I think I can understand where you're coming from there, Adam.
2-hour comedy.
Yeah.
It's just different,
sure.
you know.
Yeah.
But I think all the performances are really good in this. I think that's a really
sure.
strong suit of this movie. And yeah, I really enjoy it.
That's really funny.
Go ahead, Adam. I want to say, what's your favorite scene?
The puppet scene at the end.
Oh yeah, it's incredible.
Where
the play.
He actually finishes his play.
Yep.
Bill
That's
Hader.
great.
Uh,
Bill Hader's really good.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he's in this too.
He's so funny.
Yeah, I love Bill
I
Hader.
love the joke of the landlord at the beginning.
Yeah.
When he knocks on the door and he's like, he's a liar. And then he's just like, we only care about you, Petey. It's just such a weird joke, but I think it works so well.
funny. I think
Paul
my
Rudd
most
movie.
iconic role from Bill Hader is at the beginning of Pineapple Express.
Oh, yeah. Talk about cold opens, like Christopher Nolan level cold open in that one.
That's another one we might have to get on the pod here.
That'd be a good one, too.
But yeah, I don't know how much of a deep dive we're really going to go in on this. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
lighthearted
It's a comedy. It's a
You know what I
rom-com.
mean? But yeah, like you said, everyone said, keep pounding on. The performances are good. The jokes are still funny. Funny enough, this black guy's hilarious to me in everything he's in. I don't even know his name. You know what I mean? But that's
Yeah.
just like another cameo. I was like, oh, I forgot he's in it.
Yeah.
I don't even know his name, you know?
Dwayne the bartender.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really great. The music that he writes. No, it's just dark, ominous tones.
Oh, in the beginning when he wrecks that fucking screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Like Seinfeld music.
Yeah, Seinfeld, yeah.
You're fucking Billy Baldwin.
That's funny.
Yeah, I like all of his kind of musical bits that he writes into it. He's pretty talented in that.
He really
in
is.
that kind of area. As
He's
well.
very well rounded.
I think.
I love at the end when he's like singing to himself about how he has to go see a psychiatrist.
We're
Like,
at that
"He's a
scene right now.
psychiatrist.
I need a psychiatrist. I don't need a psychiatrist.
I'm not going.
Yeah, super talented. I think everybody is in this. Leah said during this she can't hear Kristen Bell's voice without seeing Anna.
Which is funny because I can't see Anna without thinking of Sarah Marshall. I have the exact opposite
That's
version
funny.
of what she
I didn't
has.
even put it together that it was the same person, so I
Yep.
looked at the IMDb.
Mm.
And I was
Yeah.
actually going to bring that up. I was like, oh. And then I can kind of hear it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of really iconic scenes. There's a lot of people that enjoy this movie. It's the main two like date kind of like rom-coms that I hear are underrated are this and 50 First Dates are like people's like
First Dates
bangers.
is good. Yeah.
And this kind of got like the same feel as that.
I haven't seen 50 First Dates.
Ever?
Really?
No, I haven't.
Wow.
That's surprising.
I haven't either.
We really do need to find you a girlfriend.
That's what I'm saving all of those for.
Do you guys like this more than like I think you kind of mentioned like 40-year-old version. I Love You, Man.
Oh, I
Those
like
types of
this one, and I Love You, Man is an awesome double feature.
Okay,
If you're ever
yeah.
interested in that.
Yeah, I think that's more fair. I think 40-year-old virgin is a little bit more.
I only say that because
funny for me.
I only say that because I had a 3-pack. It was 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, and this.
Yeah.
And this
Knocked
was
Up was a pretty good one too. But yeah,
Knocked Up's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. That's Seth Rogen, right?
Yep.
Is that Knocked Up? Yeah.
yes, sir. But yeah, all around good acting. Everybody kind of knows their roles. I hope that a lot of this is improv, which I think we talked about. Most of it probably is. You just kind of let them go.
Like it.
Do you guys think that's the only way to do a comedy? Maybe not only.
I think you got to really have the right people for it.
Sure.
And like Siegel was on SNL. I think Kunez was at some point.
Right.
Mila Kunis?
Yeah.
Maybe as like a
Maybe like a cameo, but not like
guest
a
host.
Yeah.
No one was really, I think, a member too much.
But and then
Except Bill Hader.
Yeah, and then
Kristen Wiig's in this too.
Siegel's actually got a pretty big like stage presence in real life.
Yeah, he does a lot of acting outside of just comedies. That's definitely what he was most known for. But he hasn't really been in a strict comedy for a while now. He's been doing a lot more dramatic roles. He does a lot of writing.
Yep.
I know he does do some plays as well. The End of the Tour is one of my favorite movies with him, where he plays David Foster Wallace.
Sure.
But yeah, he's been kind of branching out a lot more.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, you gotta love this movie.
It's great.
Gotta love it.
Let's see where it ranks.
Adam, did you watch it with your girlfriend?
I did.
Was it her first time too?
No, she'd seen it before.
Oh, okay.
I figured. Yeah.
In some regards, she's more cultured than I am.
Wow.
In some regards, don't tell her I said that.
Hey, Noah.
Have you seen Adam? Have you seen any of those, like the I Love You Man, Knocked Up, 50 First Dates? John
No,
Tucker's
I've seen
Die?
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Okay.
I haven't seen I Love You Man or Knocked Up or 50 First Dates.
Really? Have you seen Bruno?
Yeah. No,
I haven't seen Bruno.
I haven't.
You haven't seen Bruno?
No, I know
So,
all about it.
Funny enough,
I was
I
there.
watched Bruno for the first time, like attentively. I knew what it was,
Yeah.
right? And I watched it for the first time, probably within the past year and a half.
Yeah.
And it was just a much different movie than what I thought it was gonna be, you know. That's an off-pod conversation, but yeah, man, Adam, I'd recommend that movie.
I'll
interesting.
probably get around to it sometime. Yeah.
Well,
Are we ready for Hop Upon time?
Hop upon.
let's see where it ranks. Hop upon the entropy
Well, welcome
list.
back, listeners. who
Oh, yeah.
skipped over the
Out of spoilers.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do the sound. Ready?
Okay.
Boom. There it is.
What was that?
It was the out of spoilers sound.
Welcome back, listeners, who decided to skip over the rather short spoiler segment of the podcast here. We're about to rank Forgetting Sarah Marshall up upon the entropy list. For those of you who do not know, the entropy list is Back Row Banter's official list of every movie we have reviewed, regardless of genre, regardless of anything else, all on one fantastic list. If you'd like to view the entropy list for yourself, you can do so by checking the episode description, where it is linked to my Letterboxd. All right, guys. So I'm thinking right below American Pickle. This one was good.
Very
but
funny.
American Pickle had too many good laughs.
Mm.
You know.
I'm pulling up the entropy list still, but I think this will
Sure.
be.
I've got it.
Well, Blake, where you got it up on there?
Sure. I'll let it rip first.
Blake, if you don't know where you're putting it, I think I have a good idea.
35.
I'll settle right now, and I'll go 33.
I was thinking 32.
Sure. Okay, so we're awfully close. You're saying before Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah, I'm saying 32 right after Ma Rainey's Black Bottom at 31,
Yeah.
and then before Godzilla
That
vs.
kinda
Kong,
breaks my heart,
currently
bro,
at
not gonna lie.
32. Yeah, I mean, different type of movies, but
For sure. For sure.
I think overall quality wise, I think this is for its genre, for its movie type.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
very, very good. You know,
Yeah, you could convince me that easily.
Yeah,
What are you two thinking?
I think I got it actually 31.
Sure.
31. Okay.
So you're saying above Ma Rainey's.
Yeah, I just really like this movie. I think
Yeah.
it's just a solid comedy. You know, it's in kind of looking at the list of where we're at. And that's just where I got it. 31.
Yeah.
What are you
Ty, you
thinking,
said 35.
I said 35. I'm gonna stick with it.
So you're after Trick or
Yeah.
Treat.
Trick or Treat is just so much fun.
Okay, so
Hey man, I was always up there having Trick or Treat a lot higher. But
Yeah, you
that's a
were.
different
You were.
conversation.
So Nathaniel's 31. I'm 33. Ty's 35.
30.
What were you, Adam?
32. So middle ground here is basically 33.
Okay, so it's basically me. Yeah.
33 at 32. We could tie break it.
What are we doing, fellas? I don't know if I can go over Godzilla vs Kong.
That's fine. I'm cool with 33.
Yeah.
Well, then yeah,
I'm
do we
cool with
do we
33.
tie break it with Godzilla?
we can just throw it on
Yeah.
IMDb. I mean, that's
Do we wanna
that's the
tie break it
standard
to 32
rule,
or-
right? That's
or
kind of
33?
what we do.
Yeah, that's fine.
For getting Sarah Marshall 7.1 if you want to put up Godzilla vs Kong.
I would bet that's probably like a 6.
Oh yeah, low 6 probably.
Godzilla versus Kong is
No. Godzilla King Monsters.
King of Monsters. I'm sorry.
6.0 dead.
King of Monsters or vs Kong?
King of Monsters is 6 dead.
Yeah,
And
6.0
Kong is
on
6.5.
the dot.
Oh, just curious. Yeah.
So
Okay, so it's gonna go Godzilla vs Kong.
forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
King of
Godzilla.
Monsters.
Yeah.
Got it.
There you have it. Forgetting Sarah Marshall slotted in at 33, right below Godzilla vs Kong, and above Godzilla King of the Monsters, splitting up the monster movies.
Right on time. Let's say the movie just ended too.
There you go.
I love how we do Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, and those were separated for like about a week, and then we did Godzilla King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs Kong, and those were
Yeah.
separated after like a week. No consistency here with you guys.
Yeah, well, make better movies.
All right. Next week's episode, next week's review. Are we gonna go ahead and do Dr. Sleep? Or are we
I'm
thinking
cool
our-
with that or Fast and Furious. I'll leave it up to the. We'll leave it up to the jury.
I can go either way.
Ty, what are you feeling? We were feeling pretty positive on Fast and Furious earlier when we were all talking about doing,
Yeah, but I'm also on a really big car kick right now, so that could
Okay.
also be playing into it.
Let's do it then.
I've never seen Dr. Sleep, so
Well, we're going, whatever we do next week, we're doing Mortal Kombat afterwards. So maybe we should do Dr. Sleep so to finish off the Shining duo and
right.
duology. and then
Dualism.
that way we don't get trapped into like watching Fast and Furious 1 and feel like, man, I really want to go to
Yeah,
Too
like,
Fast, Too
fuck, yeah,
Furious.
for sure.
yeah, you guys, that's totally fine. I mean, we can even try and do a double episode at some point with those.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good
Um,
double
I'm cool
feature.
with that, yeah.
And then, I mean, you don't even have to do 1 and 2. You can just we can just watch as many as the 4 of us can in a week, and then
Just talk
just have
about
a
it.
mess of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
So-
Dr. Sleep.
Yeah, next
that where
week,
we're going
Dr.
then?
Sleep.
All right. That is currently streaming on Cinemax Go. You might have to make an account, but I think it might be free. Should be free.
I've got a copy for the Pod Boys, so if you
Yeah,
need to hold it.
I've got a digital one on Voodoo as well.
You can get a 7-day free trial for Cinemax.
Mike
for
Flanagan
it, go
again.
crazy.
Do we have anything Mike Flanagan on here? I don't think we do.
Ooh.
We've talked about him a handful of
yeah,
times.
not off the top of my head. I
Now
think
that
we've
I'm
mostly
looking, I
brought
don't
him up
think
in
so.
context with Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah. Interesting that we don't have any Mike Flanagan on here.
We're getting our Mike Flanagan joined
Yeah,
in.
we did not. He did Hush, which is one I've been. Or sorry, he wrote Hush.
He did.
Yeah,
He
you're right.
He directed Hush as well.
Okay, he directed it too.
Yeah,
But yeah, we don't have anything on here.
he did Hush, Ouija, the Good Ouija. No, is it Ouija?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
Uh,
pronounced
Luigi-
it's
Luigi
pronounced
version
Luigi.
And
Would you guys
then-
ever play with a Ouija board?
I have.
Mm,
How's
No.
that?
no.
Didn't feel good.
Just felt off.
Nah, I did, honestly, the one time I did it with like 3 or 4 friends, and that was creepy, and didn't enjoy that. Another time, it was like a bunch of people at a party, and it was clear that dudes were just moving it around and that kind of
Sure,
thing.
sure.
But I went to church. We were fine.
No.
Would you care to
It's just one of those things. Like, play stupid games, get stupid prizes.
Yeah. I'm super into horror. As you know, it's like I've thought about doing something, but I'd need to have people to do it with me. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
If
Bro,
we want to do
my-
a Back Row Banter Ouija board
No,
experience, we
I'm
can
out.
get into
I am
it.
fucking out.
Yeah, there's some people
No
who are like,
way.
yeah, like fuck no.
Nope.
Dude, no way. Yeah.
Dude, when you grow up in I'm sure you experience this too. Like not a typical like white home.
Sure. Yeah.
Like my Hispanic grandmother was incredibly spiritual.
Yeah.
My
grandmother's the same way.
Yep. And like, yeah, I guess maybe it's a time thing, but I've just never heard like anybody's white grandma like cleansing their house with like sage and shit like that.
Right.
My grandma did that shit like every Sunday and like don't fuck around with demons. Like ghosts are real.
Yeah.
My dad's got like real ghost stories.
Yeah.
Like real shit that him and his friends experienced.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't fuck no. I ain't fucking with that.
We had that, but it was all on like the Native American side.
Sure.
In like our family in
Yeah.
particular.
Have you ever like experienced anything like super crazy, like spiritual? Or like is anybody in your family like crazy about it?
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Maybe, but not much that I can remember.
Yeah.
In context, I was also referring to that's mostly just like in the area we grew up in. Too.
Sure.
Like I don't have any like known Native American that I know personally.
Yeah. But yeah, so no, fuck all you on the Ouija board. If you want to do that shit in your own time, I'm not gonna be anywhere near it.
I actually
ever do that?
Adam, would you ever do it?
No chance.
Yeah.
No shot.
Stay far away.
You're the only friend who's ever told me that they would do it. So,
Well, Blake, if you want to get down sometime, we'll get some sage. We'll get blessed.
Fuck that.
Interesting. Did anything like weird happen as a result of that? I don't know. Like a super.
He's only saying no because he doesn't want to talk about it.
It's an off-pod conversation.
Sure. All right. Well, then let's wrap it up. What did Dave Chappelle say?
Nathaniel, do we have a 5-star review by chance?
Wrap it up.
You know what? Let me grab that up here real quick.
Sure. Tyler Phil.
It's been a pile. Popcorn tie.
So this one time, no, actually another thing I've been watching. It's an app I found. It's called Whatnot, and literally they have like live auctions on there of like rips of like Pokemon cards and like other sports memorabilia and like Funko Pops and like all this other stuff. And it's so wild to see like 3 packs of like Pokemon cards go for like $35.
Yeah.
And then like they might rip something, and like I've seen some crazy ass pulls over the last week. Like there was like a rainbow ultimate like Charizard X that like literally goes for like $700 plus right now. And like they pulled that out, and like the person only paid like $12 for like 2 packs.
Wow.
And pulled that shit, and I was like, bruh.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Gambling.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Basically.
Yeah.
I got a vigorous shake of the head. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have something to say, Blake?
Lost my train of thought. Oh, another quick filler. Speaking of watching YouTube and things of that nature, I ended up watching some more clips of Godzilla vs. Kong, and I actually ended up finding a pretty interesting clip because you can see like Easter eggs and tons of shit.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, the scene where Godzilla finally strikes Kong with his atomic breath,
Mm-hmm.
then Kong like burns his back.
Yeah.
After that, Godzilla laughs, and it was like so cool to me when I caught it.
Oh,
I
yeah?
had to go back and watch it like on the movie.
Yeah.
And I did it, and it was so dope.
That's awesome.
I'd encourage everybody to take a look.
Cool.
That's funny.
I got a vigorous shake of the head earlier from
Yes.
Nathaniel Gingrich as he confirmed that we do not have a 5-star review. But
Very sad.
if you're listening to this and you would like to leave a 5-star review, Nathaniel, tell them what they would get.
If you give us a 5-star review, I will read that 5-star review out on the podcast. Could be good, could be bad, could be funny, could be nice, could be whatever you want it to be. You could give us new nicknames. You could request someone else to read it. It doesn't have to be me, but default is me. Tell us thoughts. Talk to us. Just give us 5 stars. Has to be 5 stars, otherwise it won't happen. Sorry.
I might even cut down 4.5.
No, 5.
Nah, 5-star. No compromise here.
We don't settle.
That's right. It's
All
nerf
right.
or nothing.
Well, if you don't want to give a 5-star review, you can share the podcast. Which
We
would
like
be
that too.
Much appreciated. We would love that. Yeah. So share with a family member, a friend, maybe an ex-girlfriend, and whoever you meet in Hawaii.
Yeah, find your ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend or other partner and
Join them on a vacation.
yeah,
Ask them out to dinner.
and share the pod.
Share the pod.
Share the pod. You can find the pod on Twitter at Banter Row, on Instagram at Back Row Banter Pod, on YouTube just Back Row Banter, and our email for any questions, comments, concerns, or grievances, or anything of the sort is backrowbanterpod@gmail.com. BlakeHolder, where can the people find you at?
Letterboxd, first and last name BlakeHolder. I'll be on there throwing some stuff in there. Just actually learned how to do actually for the first time, I just used it. Nathaniel was talking about a movie, and I added it to my watch list.
Oh, there
So
you
I'm
go.
going to see if I can pick up and start using that maybe daily, weekly, whatever it may be. More than I do now because it's not enough, I'll tell you that. I'll go to Nathaniel.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and what's the other one? Instagram, NS Gingrich, Nathaniel G92, Letterboxd as well. That's the other one you can find me on. And sometimes I'm on Tyler's Twitch. He'll talk about that in a little bit. We probably should have given the name of the Twitch earlier. El Trabajo. Insert that. I'll give you a clean one. El Trabajo 87. All right, Adam, just cut that, and if you could insert that earlier,
Okay.
really appreciate
I'm on it. I'm taking down the timestamp.
Thanks.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Your hand, I don't see any keys typing. Oh, you're taking physical notes. Thanks. Siri.
I just made a bunch of stuff happen on my computer.
Good. That's what you
Slamming
deserve. Follow Sandpiper Tapes. That's the other podcast I do. Instagram, Twitter. You can do those both there. Wherever good podcasts are sold, because they're for free. And
I'm still undoing everything I did on my computer. I don't know what I did.
And Adam, we're kicking it over to you, or Tyler. Do you want to go while he fixes his computer?
I can
I'm
go
good
if you'd
now,
like me to.
Go ahead, Ty.
You can find me on Twitch every now and then. Hopefully, we'll get a couple more in while Nathaniel and I still live in the same apartment. And then it's probably going to take me a little bit to get my new setup the way that I want to, but hopefully it should be pretty quick. But anyways, that's twitch.tv/El Trabajo, ELTRABAJO 87. And Instagram, Letterboxd, and Twitter are all the same. It's Tyler Vidalis. No spaces or anything like that. VIDALES. Adam.
Schwartz, that's my name. You can find me on Twitter at H24 and Letterboxd at H, and on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/H. I believe that's all we have for you guys on episode 47, inching ever closer to episode 50.
Woo!
We'll catch you guys next week for Dr. Sleep. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll BRB.
Hey, be excellent to each other, and we'll BRB.
Thanks for stopping by. Please share the podcast. We appreciate any support that you want to give us. If you follow us on any of those social medias, you can find some kind of link on all of those at some point throughout the week or just permanently. I know I keep it on my bio, my Instagram.
Yeah, mine too.
So, yeah, any sharing, we would appreciate it. So, yeah, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Be nice to each other. Be well to each other. Spread all that greatness. You never really know where anybody's at in their day or their journey. So just make sure you're doing the right thing around the right people. And yeah, we'll BRB.
Yeah, feel free. Share or post a 5-star review. We'll get on here and read it. Whether it's Nathaniel, myself, Tyler, or Adam. Spread peace, love, positivity at all times. You never know where people are at in their journey. We just kind of seen the DMX stuff that happened last week, right? You never know. Life is too short. The older you get, the more that saying kind of hits home. Yeah, that's all we got here. Stay positive. BRP.
America. Ready for another lesson.
The closer we get to that, the more excited I get for it.
Yeah, that's one that I am excited for. I think is that Scarlet Witch or Scarlett Johansson, as in Black Widow on there. I think we see him talking to her in the second where her back's turned to the thing.
Could be. Seems like they're doing some time stuff, so.
I'll show you some time stuff.
Yeah, Disney's
please
going
do.
all out on
Seriously,
shows,
check out my
man.
watch.
This will be Loki be what their third
Third,
show?
yeah. In the Marvel universe.
And what started it off? Was that
WandaVision.
And that was literally what, probably 4 months ago or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Like that?
If that.
Yeah.
2 or 3, I think, at the latest.
Yeah, they're flying through.
I mean,
those
it
shows.
started probably 2 or 3 months ago.
Oh, did you
Yeah.
guys want to watch the movie? Did you want to have it on?
Nah, I'm good, man.
Blake and I will just go fuck ourselves.
Oh, okay, sorry. We can put it on.
No, it's okay. It's
No,
okay.
it's all
I already
right.
turned off the Xbox. Don't worry about it.
Fuck you, Nathaniel.
Doesn't matter. If you want to keep the tradition going, we could throw it up. If not,
I hate you. Yeah, I can turn it on too, bud.
Don't ever touch my stuff again.
This here, the remote.
That's actually a controller.
Nope.
Ty, when are you moving out?
End of the month.
End of April.
Shit, man.
Got like 2 weeks
How
up in
far?
this bitch.
How far away you heading?
Like 15 minutes down the
far.
road.
I got you. Nathaniel, what you doing? Did you find a roommate yet? Waz moving in?
Yeah, the walls is moving in.
Ah.
It's true.
Should be fun.
Did we watch the unrated or the rated?
We watched the unrated.
All right, obviously.
Unrated. Come on.
Adam,
Like
can
12.
you do me a favor? Tell Noah
Much
I
more
said what's up?
dick.
That's Anna. We decided female Noahs or Annas.
No, that's still Noah. Anybody that's in the background of your video is Noah. There could even be multiple Noahs in one Noahverse.
The Noahverse.
Noahverse?
Yeah, Noahverse.
Pitch me the Noahverse.
Well, it's obviously run by my Noah.
True.
Of course. Head Noah.
Head Noah. Noah Uno.
Noah, head of Noahs.